stay late.
You're a Giants fan?
My brother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about
I
that.
wouldn't be if it wasn't for him.
Friday night baseball from Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica, Michigan. From the USPBL Network alongside Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh, and we got a great ball game today with playoff implications between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers coming in at 16-27 facing the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. They're in third place at 23-21. Before we get into all the details of tonight's action, we will announce all of the sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible. Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom Audio Video Solutions, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. Appreciate all the sponsors that make every broadcast possible, starting in early May and ending up in early September. Just one weekend left, Alex, of regular season baseball before we turn into the 3 days of championship action. And we talk about today, Eastside, they're not out of things. And now it might look like on those standings that Eastside is sitting comfortably in third place. But if they get a win today and the Unicorns lose tomorrow, Eastside has the tiebreaker, and they'll take over second place. So it's a big game for the Hoppers.
Yeah, absolutely. It means a lot more to Coach Ryan Cockey and the Hoppers here today as they look to try to get a huge win here tonight and just hope that the Unicorns lose to the Mammoths tomorrow night, which will be another huge game for first place. Tomorrow night, about 24 hours from now. But looking at the game on hand here tonight, Coach Ryan Cockey and his team feels really good about what his team has been here over the last few days. Picked up a huge win on Sunday against the Mammoths to keep themselves in contention to try to get to second place heading into the playoffs, which would be really huge for them. Having an extra day off would be a little bit helpful for them, and Coach Ryan Cockey agrees with me on that when I talked with him before the game here today. Now,
they don't control their own destiny entirely because, as you mentioned, they have to have Utica lose tomorrow. But that game tomorrow night between Westside and Utica is almost like a fourth playoff game in our eyes because the winner of that game is going to take first place. Now, if Utica loses, obviously they drop to third. But if the Unicorns come and win tomorrow, they'll topple over Westside and take that #1 seed, and they will not need to play until Championship Saturday. We're going to take a minute to get into the pitcher comparison, and it's a premier matchup tonight, Alex. We got the two best pitchers in the league, the two best starting pitchers in Greg Lokinen facing Pierce Banks. Let's start over with Pierce and his numbers. I mean, both these guys nearly the same besides innings pitched and the strikeout numbers.
Yeah, they have been really strong all season long. Take a look at Pierce Banks first. His numbers have been really stellar for the Hoppers this season, being the key guy out of the rotation for Coach Ryan Cockey and his team. 66 2/3 innings pitched. Although the win-loss record doesn't reflect that, but looking at the other stats-wise, 75 strikeouts, 27 walks, 225 opposing batting average, ERA just a little bit above 3. He has been solid all season long. Been one of the top guys in the league to look out for, and he's looked to make his case here tonight and shut down these Beavers to try to get a chance to get second place secured tomorrow night.
Yeah, Banks has been awesome. And we take a look at the crafty lefty, Greg Lokinen, and he is looking to make history today. You see that 96 number in the strikeout column, and if he gets 4 more of those, he is going to break history as the second player ever to reach 100 strikeouts behind Donnie Murray. We'll talk about that in the middle of the game if we get to that point, but break down those numbers on Greg.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal all season long, Tom. No doubt about that. The numbers say for himself. 83 2/3 innings pitched, 7-5 record. He's gone deep into ball games every game he has been out here so far this season for good reason. A 223 opposing batting average, 96 strikeouts, 31 walks at 3.44 ERA. He coming off his last outing on Saturday against the Unicorns. It was a 3-2 win for Utica. He went 6 2/3 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts and 2 walks in that game. So he's going to look to shut down this Hoppers team and play spoiler here for their chance to try to get second place.
Take a look at those strikeout numbers, and that's how you know you got the two top guys in the league going at it today. Greg Lokinen with 96 and Pierce Banks in second with 75. So we're going to see a great matchup on the mound. It's going to be up to these hitters for the Hoppers to come through, but they've been playing better baseball. You were here all of last week. You saw a couple of big games for Noah Marcoux, Todd Maddox, the rest of this Hopper team. They're starting to hit their stride at the right time after struggling for about 2 weeks.
That's exactly what you got to do here come playoff time. You want to be able to team to be hot and ready to go. And what the Hoppers have done over the last week, they went 2-1 in last week's contest. They beat the Beavers on Wednesday the 21st 6-1. Then they got shut out by Carter Fitzpatrick and the Mammoths, who was really strong in that game. And then they picked up a huge win on Sunday to stay in the race for second place. And that was huge for them because they were really competing for them all season, all game long with the Mammoths, and now trying to compete for second place would be huge because after they've been on a little bit of a cold streak, at the beginning of the month they pick things up and they're getting hot at the right time.
Let's not forget about this Beaver team either. I know they took a tough loss yesterday, 4-3 to the Unicorns, a game that the Unicorns absolutely needed to win. But let's talk about this Birmingham lineup coming up here with Blake Bean leading things off as the DH. Batting second is Ray Hilbrick in right. Batting third, Matt Piotrowski. He'll play second. The cleanup man is Joe Burke. He's at first. He went deep yesterday in the 9th inning. Chase Rodriguez in center field bats fifth. Batting sixth is Pablo Ruiz. He's in left field. Ranko Stefanovic will do the catching and bat seventh. And at third, Vasily Kaludis batting eighth. Ben Wilcoxon will round out the lineup as the second leadoff hitter playing shortstop. And for the Eastside squad, you got Zebros. He's going to kick it off, playing center field. Noah Marcoux. He's had a few home runs in his last couple days, upping his total to 9 bombs on the year, which leads the USPBL. Ben Ferguson will DH and bat third. Todd Maddox, your cleanup man. He went deep as well last week. At third, Bryant Schellenbarger in right bats fifth. Batting sixth is Matt Gehrig at first base, and Grant Stevenson, who plays shortstop, will bat seventh. The catcher is Luis Aviles for the Hoppers. He bats eighth, and Bailey Martin, the final batter in the Hopper lineup, he'll play second base. Huge game for both teams. I know we talked about the Hoppers, but for Birmingham as well, they want to finish out their regular season on a high note, so when they go into that Thursday quarterfinal game, they're ready to go.
Yeah, they want to be able to come out of the gate strong. They're backed up by Greg Lokinen here tonight. They're looking at the offense comes through. Get on Pierce Banks early. Play spoiler here tonight. Want to be able to end this season off with a W so they can feel pretty good about these next few days off so they can prep up for Thursday's game.
This is the last regular season game for both of these teams, so they got to make it count. And you mentioned Eastside getting a huge win last week. That puts them in a position today to be able to win a ball game. And then the Unicorns, if they lose, Eastside will be the 2 seed and will play on Friday night at 6:30 p.m. In just a few minutes, we'll have National Anthem, first pitch, and defensive lineups. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. We'll be back in just a moment for kickoff.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at USPBL.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier. That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Beavers and Hoppers on a beautiful Friday night for baseball. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. Alex, let's get right into it. It's Pierce Banks towing the slab first, and he's going for a big win, trying to get his team to 24-21 on the year and a chance to take the 2 seed in the USPBL.
Yeah, looking forward to that here tonight. Pierce Banks coming out of the gate strong here after he pitched in his last outing on Thursday when he went toe-to-toe with Carter Fitzpatrick. Took a tough loss in that one. Struck out 10 Mammoths in that game back on the 22nd. Look at the bounce back here tonight. Pick up a huge win and get the Hoppers in position to take over second place if the Mammoths take care of business against the Unicorns tomorrow. He's going to do everything he can here to make that happen for them here tonight. Give them a chance. As we take a look at the numbers here with a 3.24 ERA, 4-6 record, 75 strikeouts and 27 walks.
Luis Aviles is going to do the catching for Pierce Banks. Todd Maddox at third, Grant Stevenson at shortstop, Bailey Martin will play second, and Matt Gehrig at first. Noah Marcoux is in left, Zeb Rose in center, and Brian Schellenbarger in right. The defensive lineup brought to you by 3-Dimensional Services Group. It's 84 degrees and muggy here at the ballpark. That wet, humid air. It's a hot one. And these balls are going to fly out today, especially with the wind kicking out to right center. But Pierce, I mean, the win-loss record, as you mentioned, does not reflect how successful he's been this season. He does not walk many people, as you can see, and he's got a dominant fastball and off-speed. He's got a crazy 12-6 fall-off-the-table breaking curveball, and the 3.24 ERA is good for second best in the league.
Yeah, he's had really tremendous numbers we've seen throughout the course of the season. Against this Beavers team, though, he's been familiar with them all season long. You're going to see him a lot throughout the course of the season. So it's up to him to make that huge start here, utilize his pitches fully with his fastball, his curveball that has a really good 12-6 moving on, plus he has his changeup and his slider he can use as well. So we're going to be in for a good one here tonight, folks.
Yes, sir. Just before 7:05. Fans at home, split your screen. Half USPBL baseball, the other half Michigan State football. Banks will step off before first pitch as everybody gets reset. Oh, left center gate was left open. Noah Marcoux is going to have to go out there and close that up. As we mentioned, wind blowing out hard towards left field. The center field American flag is blowing towards left center near the scoreboard. Birmingham has the 4th seed locked up. They're going to play on Thursday, September 5th at 6:30 to face either Utica or this Eastside team. Big swing and a miss from Blake Bean. First pitch at 7:05 p.m.
We'll see if the Beavers can make some noise early. Bean's been a huge reason why.
Popped up on the infield on the second pitch. Back on the outfield grass is Grant Stevenson, and quickly there's one out. It was a ton of runners left on base yesterday for this Beaver team. They loaded the bases up twice in the first 7 innings and only came away with 1 run in that time. And they left a total of 9 stranded throughout the ball game, only coming up with 3 total runs in a 4-3 loss.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for them over the last few games. Leaving guys in scoring position with the bases loaded multiple times. And you look back on those games, it could be a difference right now between a couple of wins here and there.
And the Beavers did all they could to try to climb back into contention for the top 3 seeds. But with a 3-13 start, you got to really appreciate what they were able to do down the stretch. Ray Hilbrick swing and a miss on the 1-0, evens the count.
And it was really good to see that turnaround that Coach John Dabrowski did at the senior showcase, bringing basically almost a whole new team in and kind of went on a spark right out of the second half.
Hilbrick cranks one way, fouled on the right field line over near the wiffle ball park. It's literally it's a baseball field here at Jimmy John's Field, but I think the left field wall over there is about 99 feet. So he would have hit it over that wall for sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't you be talking bad about my wiffle ball park.
Banks works first base side of the rubber from the stretch. Sets near the ear. The 1-2 pitch is high and outside.
Dom saying don't talk bad about wiffle ball.
I'm not talking bad. Give me a shot.
Hilbrick hitting .301 on the year. 14 RBIs for the batting champion from a year ago.
His teammate Matt Piotrowski making a nice case for batting champion this year. The 2-2 high and away. We'll see Piotrowski next. 44 total hits, 10 doubles for Ray. He's had a heck of a year. He had 2 more hits yesterday. 3-2 is high at the eyes. It's a 1-out walk to Hilbrick. The Beavers have their first base runner here in the first inning.
Yeah, it was missed upstairs off speed at 77. And it was a good eye by Hilbrick not to go after it. Gets himself on. Bring up Matt Piotrowski. What a year he's having. .343 average, 7 homers, 21 RBIs. Just incredible numbers for the Beavers' second baseman.
Piotrowski takes ball 1 inside.
1 for 4 game for Piotrowski last night. Had an RBI in the loss.
Hilbrick will take off for second. The throwdown will not be in time. It's a good slide from Ray. He's in there safely. Aviles on the throwdown. A little bit late. It was a good jump from Hilbrick.
Yeah, he just had really good distance and just went after it. The throw by Aviles was late, able to slide in safely.
That ball nearly hit Piotrowski. He's up in the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Still number 15 on the year for Hilbrick.
Catches the corner right at the knees. Nice job from Aviles to bring that back into the zone.
Staying alive,
right. I'm good, you're right.
Want to cash in early if you're the Beavers.
2-1, cut on and missed. Breaking ball down and inside.
Had some good movement below the knees at 82 miles an hour.
This Beaver team hitting .246 as a club. They have 34 home runs on the season. That's 3 more than this Hopper team that started the year red hot, hitting the ball all over the park, especially out into the trees. Here's a ground ball to short. On the run, Stevenson, he'll throw on to first. 2 gone. Hilbrick's going to have to stay at second on that ground ball.
Yeah, that's important. Hilbrick had nowhere to go. Stevenson looked over there at second, made sure he was staying put, and he did before throwing over to Garrick.
That'll bring up Joe Burke. His last at-bat was last night. He had a solo shot to left. This is his 3rd of the season. And it was a good comeback from the Beavers. They had 1 run going into the top of the 9th inning, down by 3 runs. They scrapped together too late and just came up short. Wave and a miss at a ball in the dirt.
We were keeping up.
And the last few games have been tough.
That's what I had to do.
They had bases loaded last Saturday against the Unicorns. Ben Wilcoxon grounded into a double play to end the ball game.
Do it, but no, you just show up.
That's something Ben does not do very often. And kind of on the same coin, Hilbrick, he made out number 3 last night with 2 in scoring position. And he's a guy that doesn't strike out very often either. Banks checks the runner once, now goes home after a pause. Here's a high pop-up foul ground first base side. Long run for Matt Gehrig. And he makes the catch nonchalant near the hip over his shoulder for out number 3. Banks gives up a 1-out walk to Hilbrick, but it does not come to pass. We go to the home half of the first. Hoppers due up. No score on the USPBL network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Being a member of the Armed Forces takes bravery, perseverance, and a commitment to protecting our freedoms.
Whether you were discharged recently or years ago, Macomb County Veterans Services is here to help you access the benefits you've earned.
We are grateful to all who have served, including the more than 40,000 veterans who make Macomb their home and know that returning home is both a time to celebrate and reflect. In Macomb County, we take pride in serving those who have served us.
For more information, visit us at macombvets.org.
Bottom one, and here's the defense for the Beavers. Rocco Stefanovic doing the catching for Lokinen. Vasily Kaludis at third. Ben Wilcoxon will play shortstop. Matt Piotrowski at second. That's the everyday middle infield for this Beav team. Joe Burke is at first, and the outfield from left to right is Pablo Ruiz, Chase Rodriguez, and Ray Hilbrick. Lokinen trying to make history tonight, and he's trying to give his team another very solid start. He is the likely starter next Thursday in that quarterfinal game. Just such a dominant left arm. He's a guy that has a myriad of pitches, a four-seam fastball, a curveball, changeup, slider, and he's going to throw everything at you, especially to this Hopper team that he knows and the rest of this Beaver team knows they need a win, and they're trying to play spoiler tonight. Yeah, that's exactly what they're drawing up here tonight, and they got Greg Lokinen, who has been really strong, one of the top pitchers in the league, and look at the numbers, 96 strikeouts for him on the season, just 31 walks, 223 opposing batting average, 3.44 ERA. Just incredible numbers for the man out of Georgia going at college, and he's just been a dominant piece. And just looking at his numbers so far, it's just been incredible to watch. 10.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. Just incredible work for him, and looking to take care of business here tonight. Zebros will kick things off. Ball one. A little bit high and outside, just off the corner. Rose coming in hitting 268 on the season. 3 homers and 17 RBIs. He's going to foul one back on the check swing. Zeb's been great all year. He's patrolled center field for this Hopper team nearly every single game. And he's one of the leaders of this team. Aggressive on the base paths. He's your leadoff hitter, your 2-man, 5-spot hitter. He's all over the lineup this entire year, and he's done a heck of a job. He's been versatile as well. Key two-way player that you need at an important time of the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Zebros. Noah Marcoux and Ben Ferguson due up after. Called strike 3 at the knees. Rose doesn't like it. That caught the bottom rung, and it's a leadoff strikeout for Lokinen. Perfectly set up with that fastball at 89 at the knees. Number 97.
So we're looking to do more of those here tonight.
He's got the very dangerous Noah Marcoux at the dish. Now this man, he had a little bit of a slump over a couple of weeks and then absolutely popped off. He's up to 9 home runs on the season. He's got 34 total hits and 32 RBIs to lead the league.
It's been incredible. Had a huge go-ahead home run on Sunday. It was in the top of the 9th inning against Westside.
Count moves 1-1 on that fastball down and away. Lefty-lefty matchup first that Lokinen will see. He's going to face a couple in the lineup today. Breaking ball just off the plate, 2-1. So it's Ferguson, Marcoux, Schellenbarger. Those are the only lefties today. And for that Beaver team, they have 4 of them. 2-1 pitch, sky high, fly ball to right field, way foul, giving Chase's Hilbrick. He has no chance. It was gone, but it was foul.
Yeah, it was that breaking pitch upstairs.
And that's the one that Lokinen can kind of leave over the middle. Both guys I've seen over the course of the season, Banks and Lokinen, when they hang that curveball, it's a juicy pitch for hitters, and they pummel it.
Yeah, Lokinen is very fortunate. He cranked that one too far left.
The 2-2.
Too far right, excuse me.
Fouled. Just a little bit late on the fastball was Marcoux. 90 miles an hour right down the middle from Lokinen. Marcoux, 42 Ks, 38 walks on the season. Very good numbers in the strikeout to walk ratio. Here's a soft liner to shortstop on one hop. Wilcoxon, waist-high grab, throw to first, and Joe Burke stretches up the line for out number 2.
Just a heads-up play. Let that one bounce over to him while Coxon makes the throw. Exactly what you needed there.
Good start for Lokinen and these Beavers. It's a soft swing from Marcoux, and it was an easy play for Ben Wilcoxon. Just tugged the throw a tad, but that's why you have a very athletic first baseman over there to keep the foot on the base. Ben Ferguson now with 2 gone and nobody on. Fastball just a little bit low. Solid year for Ben. 35 total hits, 26 RBIs, and 4 homers. Make it 2-0 now.
Yeah, missed it by a few inches. Stefanovic tried to frame it to get the strike call. But you're right, Ferguson has had a really strong season, being that middle part of the lineup.
He's now up in the count 3-0 as that one came close near the forearms. Wind now has changed. It's blowing out towards right center field, and dark clouds starting to loom over Jimmy John's Field. 4 straight balls from Lokinen, has a 2-out walk aboard to Ben Ferguson, and that'll bring up Todd Maddox. That wind is absolutely billowing. You see the pennants and the Unicorn Championship flag moving out towards right. If anybody hits it out into that right center gap, right field as well, that mile-an-hour wind puts on an extra couple of feet. So if you have 15 miles an hour of wind, that's around 45, 30 feet of extra distance. There's a strike called on the inside corner.
So good numbers as of late for Maddox. He's had a couple of home runs over the last few games.
How about his defense as well? He's played a very clean third base all year. 0-1, just a bit inside as Maddox tiptoes out of the way. Todd grabbed his 3rd home run last week. He's got a man on and 2 gone. Make it 2 balls and 1 strike on that slider, a little bit low from Lokinen. So we mentioned his numbers, 97 strikeouts now to 32 walks. That's incredible. Nearly tripling up his strikeout to walk ratio.
That makes him a one-of-a-kind pitcher. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
Lokinen's he's a 4-year vet in this league. This is the second time in 4 years he is completing a full season in the USPBL, and the first time he did that 4 years ago, he won Pitcher of the Year, and he's another candidate in 2024. 3-1 pitch is down, ball 4, and it's back-to-back walks to Ferguson and Maddox here in the first.
Yeah, uncharacteristic we've seen from Lokinen here to start. That fastball low and away.
It's very rare you see either guy, Banks or Lokinen, walk multiple in an inning, but it happens. We've seen them do it. It's just their ability to work out of the jams and limit the damage that's been excellent this year.
2 on and 2 out.
Schellenbarger will now bat, the everyday right fielder for this Eastside squad. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner. As we mentioned a few times, Hoppers with a win today will have a chance to grab the 2 seed. Utica will play tomorrow against Westside, and if the Unicorns lose and Eastside wins tonight, the Hoppers will be the 2 seed heading into the playoffs next week. 0-1 pitch has popped up. On the infield, Wilcoxon calling for it. Makes the catch just on the outfield grass cut for out number 3, and the Hoppers strand 2. A strikeout for Greg Loken in the inning. He walks a pair, but we go to the second. No score between the Beavers and Hoppers on the USPBL network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Dark clouds beginning to roll in downtown Utica. Hopefully they stay away and we get clean, dry baseball for all 9 innings today on a firework Friday. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from one of the final regular season games of our season. It's just tomorrow, Alex. Me and you on the call for that one. That'll wrap up our regular season, and you and I taking us all the way through the playoffs starting next week.
Yeah, I can't believe this season has gone by so fast. It felt like opening day was yesterday, and then it was the All-Star game, and man, it just really flew by, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, these games coming down to the wire. No, we haven't had the standings fully finalized just yet. Still really good.
And you got to love that. There's a little bit of parity in this league. You know, everybody is right around. Everybody's above 500 besides the Beavers, and a game and a half apart in the first 3 seeds. So it's anybody's game really to take any seed. Strike 1 to Chase Rodriguez is at the knees.
Yeah, it's been really good to watch, you know, throughout the course of the season. You know, this 3-team race, but the Beavers, you know, they've picked it up in the second half of the season, and they're going to be a team to look out for come playoff time.
Slow tapper. It's Banks. He fields himself and he'll take it to first. Nice movement off the mound for Pierce Banks, and he takes care of out number 1 himself.
He just charged over there to the base, telling everyone, I got this, and just sprinted over, stepped on the bag. You don't really see that from any pitcher. He just throws over to the first baseman to get the out, but Banks, I'm going to take care of it myself. So,
hey, he bounced off that mound well, especially as a right-handed pitcher. His momentum just falls off towards the first base side, and that's where the baseball was. So it's easy for him to move that way continuously instead of having to pivot and go the other way.
Yep, just took it to the bank.
Nice one. Strike called on Pablo Ruiz on a breaking ball.
It's been good for Ruiz. 259 average for him on the season.
He's shown some pop. He showed some speed, and boy, did he show his arm last night. If you didn't catch it, go back on our YouTube and check out the third inning of yesterday's game. It'd be the bottom half of the third. Patrick Baggett had a base hit to right field. Pablo Ruiz in right came up throwing to first base and got Baggett out. It was incredible.
Yeah, it caught Patrick Baggett by surprise.
Yeah. Ruiz, another late addition to this team, along with guys like Chase Rodriguez, Vasily Kalutis, and also Blake Bean.
Was kind of caught off guard, thinking he just had like a single.
Here's a high pop-up. Aviles, the catcher, calling for it. Now calling him off is Maddox. Wow. Screaming to the heavens was Maddox at third base. He came crashing in hard and took care of business. 2 gone.
I like what Maddox did. Aviles originally thought he got under it, but then he was called off by Maddox. So it's just communication you got to have here, especially come playoff time. Pop-ups like this, oftentimes players think they got it, they take control of it.
I think traffic on Auburn Road might have even heard Todd there. He was screaming for that ball, but that's the type of communication that you have to have between your catcher or any infielder, really, to be able to call off one man to make that catch.
Hey, you don't want things to happen where it drops right in front of you and he gets himself an infield hit.
1-0 to Ranko Stefanovic. He was a defensive replacement last night. Swing and a miss off the glove or knee pad of Aviles. Ranko came in, played some defense, and then got an at-bat in the 9th. Had himself an infield hit. Just dribbled the ball down the third baseline. It was between the chalk and the infield grass, and it just stayed right on the line. Jared Weber had to watch it. 1-1, called strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch from Banks.
That 93-mile-per-hour fastball. We've seen his fastball go up in the low to mid-90s.
Banks had been previously signed to an MLB organization with the Minnesota Twins in this league. He spent his college baseball at Adrian College. 26-year-old out of Sterling Heights, Michigan, trying to make his way back to an MILB organization.
And he's got the numbers to prove it.
You're right about that. 2-2 to Ranko. On the way. Swing and a miss. Pierce Banks. A 1-2-3 second inning, showing no signs of command issues whatsoever. He just dialed in on the 5, 6, 7 hitters. We go bottom 2. It's no score between the Hoppers and Beavers from the USPBL network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
For the past 35 years, Bell's Brewery has been inspired to brew beers that you can count on. Not just for taste, but for quality. From Two-Hearted Ale to Oberon to new classics like the official Hazy IPA, Easy Drink, and Golden Ale, or the No Yeah. Bell's has brewed inspired beers since 1985. Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Lokinen back out for another inning. He gave up a couple of walks to Ferguson and Maddox, but pitched out of it pretty nicely. Got a strikeout, a ground out, and a pop out in that first.
Yeah, I was able to recover from those couple of miscues he had, but he's looking to be dialed in here. What the 6, 7, 8 hitters do up for the Hoppers: Matt Garrett, Grant Stevenson, Luis Aviles. Got to do what he can here. Just wants a 1, 2, 3 inning himself. He's been ready for this and looking to end his regular season strong and look to make some noise and do what the Unicorns did last year. the 4 seed, making it all the way and winning it all. It's going to take a lot of strategy, though, for all the managers come playoff time, and especially for the Beavers and whoever's in third place, when to use, their number 1 guy and want to be able to have him available if they make it to Saturday.
Gehrig fouls off the first pitch with that sweet new baby blue bat. I really like that. See, Rose and Cornwell, they got the orange and the green, staying on par with the color scheme. I don't know, the baby blue, I just like it. Ole Miss, Liberty, Florida Southern, swing and a miss.
It does look sweet.
It's the Beavers in their road navy jerseys, those Eastside Diamond Hoppers wearing their home whites with the orange sleeves. Gehrig adding a little flair with the green arm sleeve as well. 0-2, cut and a miss. Another strikeout, this one swinging for Greg Lokinen, and a good way to start off the second.
Yeah, off speed, below the knees. Gehrig went for it and missed. That's what you got to do here. Second time Lokinen has gotten the guy on strikes to start the ball, to start an inning rather.
Grant Stevenson twirls that bat over the right shoulder. Takes ball 1 outside. 89-mile-an-hour fastball out of the hand of Lokinen.
It's been solid over at short.
That wind continuing to blow out towards right center. Even the trees behind the wall are rustling. Upper inner corner. Called strike 1-1.
Yeah, that clipped the strike zone. Looked like at first it was going to be towards inside to him, but he's able to cut the corner.
There you can see the wind. That's absolutely carrying. 2-1. Now to the shortstop for the Hoppers. Lokinen deals. The 2-1 pitch is flown out to right field. Left field, excuse me. Back goes Ruiz, and the catch is made on the warning track for out number 2.
Stevenson gave it a ride. Well, with that wind dying down in left field, it didn't carry out as much as he thought off his bat.
Now, maybe in the first inning that was gone. We saw the wind blowing out towards left center, and now it's completely changed the opposite direction. So 2 gone for Luis Aviles. Luis had himself a Player of the Game award last week. Had a home run, couple of knocks.
That was in that Wednesday night game against the same Beavers team.
He's 8 for his first 31. One of the latest additions of this Hopper team. He's got 7 RBIs. 2 doubles and that 1 homer as we talked about. Ground ball in the hole. Diving is Kalutis. He can't get there. 2-out base hit for Luis Aviles, and the Hoppers stay alive here in the second.
Able to find that hole. Kalutis making the effort. Unable to get a glove on it. We got our first hit of the ball game. That's what you got to have here if you're Eastside.
The Beavers yesterday went 3 2/3 innings without a hit. They grabbed one from Hillbrick late in the 4th. Decent lead for Aviles. The first pitch to Martin. Big swing and a miss. Martin sat comfortably in this 9 spot just because he's been such a solid guy to turn the lineup over.
That's what you got to have here. Like we're going to see with Will Coxon here tonight, a guy who's usually been in the leadoff spot.
They're interchangeable at times. You know, you could throw Rose at the 9 spot, Martin up top. And same thing with guys like Blake Bean, Ben Wilcoxon. One to Bailey Martin is outside and high.
But for the most part, they've done their job of turning the lineup over. Getting on base or driving in some runs. See if you can get the inning going. Keep it going for Zeb Rose.
Last batter in this Hopper lineup. The 2-1 is on the way. A little bit low. Hitters count now for Bailey.
They'll get something good from Lokinen. They'll have to throw a strike, so it'll be over the heart of the plate.
3-1 is popped up on the infield. Back a few steps goes Piotrowski onto the outfield grass, calling for it, making the catch for out number 3. A strikeout in each of the first 2 innings for Lokinen. We go to the 3rd. no score between the Hoppers and Beavers from Jimmy John's Field.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Lights are on at the ballpark. Those clouds kind of covering up the rest of our daylight, but as we've known over the last couple of weeks, sun's going down quicker. We're going to find night baseball a little bit sooner. That's not going to change how we're playing here, as Pierce Banks has gone through 2 innings of work, just 1 walk. That's all that's been against him, and he had a nice 1-2-3 inning, picking up a strikeout in the second.
Yeah, he's been on his job here so far. Looking to face the 8-9 hitters in Kalutis, Wilcoxon, and Bean. He knows how important it is tonight, especially with Greg Lokinen on the bump for the Beavers. So runs will be at a premium for both sides. So he's doing as much as he can to keep the score low and give his team a chance to get to second place. We mentioned they need some help from the Mammoths to take down the Unicorns tomorrow night.
The man out of Destin, Florida, Vasily Kalutis from App State and Milligan University, a 2-man college guy. He's getting his first at-bat in this ball game. Very wide open stance, holds the hands in close near the ear. Strike called from Pierce Banks.
He's on his job, splitting time with Christian Ortega over at the hot corner.
It was Ortega's day yesterday. Vasily gets the start on a Friday. The 0-1. Late swing fouled off near the parking lot. 0-2 quickly. Kalutis, 6 foot, 200 pounds, 23 years old. Waiting on the 0-2. Check swing, he definitely went around. Gary Wagenschutz, our field umpire, calls him out on the check. And there's one gone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Banks, ending the second and starting up the third.
Yeah, Kalutis went a little too far. That pitch was way up in the zone at 92. You know, infield umpire knew he went around. Quickly put his hand up for strike 3. And
here's the 9-hitter, Ben Wilcoxon. Breaking ball. Just a bit high. Not by much at all. Looks like it caught the top rung. Might have crossed up near the forehead of the eyebrows of Wilcoxon. He's up now.
A little bit borderline of Elis maybe didn't get the best frame on it for the umpire to give him the call.
Make it 1-1 on that fish swing.
234 average for Wilcoxon this season.
He'll take strike 2 at the letters.
Was one of the captains of the All-Star game along with Bo Atkins almost 2 months ago, and he's been the leader on this team.
Those Apper fans hoping for a win to get their team into second place. That's down and away, 2-2. Wilcoxon will finish the lineup. Blake Bean waits on deck. No score, top of the third inning. Premier matchup on the mound between Pierce Banks and Greg Lokinen, arguably 2 of the best pitchers, if not the 2 best in the league. We'll go to full.
It's been fun to watch whenever we see these 2 guys face off against each other. And fans are looking to get their money's worth here tonight.
I'm just so glad that we're down to our final regular season game between these two teams, as that's ball 4 high and inside. Wilcoxon walks. And we still have playoff implications in the final regular season game for these two groups right here. It's something we don't get every year. Sometimes there's wider margins when it comes to the standings, and before the last weekend, we know who's going to be in what spot. That's not the case this year.
Yeah, it's been really good to watch. You know, every game means something, especially on these last few games where teams maybe just rust some of their guys, get them ready for the playoffs, and avoid any injuries. But
Banks now 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. This one's high and in on Bean, gets away from Aviles. It did not clip the lefty Blake Bean, and Wilcoxon will jog on down to second base, standing up. Wild pitch from Pierce.
Yeah, he lost control of that one. Went way above Blake Bean and Aviles. Takes a double play ball out of the equation now, but
second runner in scoring position for the Beavers. They stranded Hilbrick there in the first. 1-0 to Bean on the corner, 1-1.
A good bounce back pitch. That fastball. On the outside part of the plate.
Stevenson right behind Wilcoxon at shortstop. The 1-1. Way high and away. Nice glove there from Luis.
Yeah, that could have been trouble if Aviles didn't grab that. Do not want Wilcoxon over at third.
We had 2 runners score yesterday, one from each side on wild throws from the catcher or the pitcher. 2-1 flown out of play, fouled on the left field line. It was the Beavers who scored on a wild pitch, and the Unicorns got a run as Patrick Baggett stole third, and the throw from Shin behind the dish got away all the way into left field. And these Beavers, they'll put pressure on again if they want to steal Wilcoxon, or if they move him up to third base and the ball sneaks away from Aviles. He's going to be aggressive, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, especially with the things that matter here for the Hoppers, more looking to get into second place. But the thing for the Beavers here, you got to be able to cash in on your opportunities like this. Stranded a runner at second base in the first. They've had trouble as Banks bluffs over at second, as Wilcoxon was thinking about stealing third. Got to be careful about that.
Yeah, Ben will get some happy feet at times. Usually does it over at first base, down at second now. 2-2 on the way. Bean takes just off the plate. That did not miss by much. We're going to go to another full count, second in a row for Pierce Banks on the bump.
Now just a few inches off the plate.
Banks folds the glove on his left thigh, grips the ball behind his back, now comes set at the chin. Checks the runner once, the full count. Flicked, fouled on the left field line. Blake Bean continuing to stay alive, and that's why he's in the leadoff spot.
He's been doing his job since coming over into the league at the senior showcase. 271 average coming into tonight, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Speaks for himself. He's a guy that's going to boot up into the starting lineup here today at the leadoff spot. We've seen him around on the 3, 4, 5 spot for a majority of the season. But try and get a good feel as Coach John Dombrowski of that perfect lineup you want to have come playoff time, and just trying to experiment some things.
A very local guy is Bean. Spent 4 years at Orchard Lake St. Mary's before taking his college talents to Kalamazoo and then transferring to Lenore Rhine. Here's a rip baseball to first, gloved by Gehrig. He's going to throw on to Banks. No, he won't. Holds onto the baseball before the throw was made. Bean's going to have himself an infield hit. That ball was a rocket.
Came off hot. Gehrig misplayed the ball.
I'm surprised Gehrig even got a glove on it. I mean, this was to his right side. Look at that.
And when off his glove, no one was covering first base. Banks was tardy to get there.
I think Banks thought that ball was ripped into right field immediately, and then once he saw Gehrig got a piece, he had to kind of scurry on over. Well done from Gehrig to save a run to keep that ball on the infield. 1 hit apiece for each side. Hilbrick will now bat with runners on the corners and 1 gone. A walk and a stolen base for Ray last time. Cutting a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt.
And if you're Banks, you need something on the ground to turn to. As you see Stevenson and Martin playing double play depth.
Pick over to first as Bean diving back safe. Blake's a base stealing threat. With one out, he could go, especially if Aviles tries to throw down to second. Wilcoxon will likely score with his speed at third. Hilbrick shoots one up the middle. Glove by Stevenson. What a play from the Hopper shortstop, stealing a run and stealing a hit from Hilbrick. Wow.
It was right down the middle. Stevenson in the right place at the right time. Making that diving attempt to make the snag. What a play.
Oh my goodness. He was shaded up the middle. This ball had a little tail towards him, and he lays out Superman style to make out number 2. Another run-saving play from a Hopper infielder this inning. It was Gehrig a batter ago on the hard hit ball from Bean, and Hilbrick almost took the lips off of Banks, and Stevenson picked him up. Quick pick over again towards Blake Bean, who is we said it, he's likely to go. Apply some pressure here, but you got the best hitter in the league at the plate. Ground ball back to the mound. Glove by Banks. Throw to first. This Hopper infield just saved themselves a few runs. Gehrig, Stevenson, and now Banks to finish it. Beaver strand 2. And with that, that's the fifth third bank, fifth third out of the ball game. We're still tied at zeros. But with that comes JJ the Water Boy. He's coming out of the right field line, going to hydrate our field umpire, Gary Wagenschutz, and he's going to get a treat for his services. It's been a long year for JJ, as it's been for us and the players. We appreciate all the work he does, entertaining the fans, us up here in the production booth, and the players as well.
Yeah, he's been a blast, night in and night out, doing his job and providing a lot of the entertainment here at the ballpark. That's why fans come out here every night to go see him, and it's been a blast having him and getting down to the tail end.
JJ presented by Michigan First Credit Union. We go bottom 3, no score, Hoppers and Beavers on the USPBL Network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Hoppers will come to bat for the third time, and they'll reset at the top of their lineup. Zebros will lead it off. No score between the Beavers and Hoppers alongside Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. Our second to last regular season ball game before playoffs next week.
So the Hoppers respond after making some really huge plays defensively to save themselves from trailing here early on in this ball game.
Alex, we talked at the very top of this ball game. The Beavers left a ton of runners on base yesterday, and it was because they struck out or popped out in big moments. There's a ball high and outside to even the count 1-1. Today in that inning, that was not the case. We saw a couple of really hard-hit baseballs nearing 100 miles an hour off the bat, one from Bean and then one from Hilbrick. But the defensive work from Birmingham Bloomfield keeps this game at zeros.
Yeah, Eastside did their job. Grant Stevenson took a hit away.
I think Gehrig did as well.
But he took away an RBI at least.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the runner at third there, 100%. And give some credit as well to Ben Wilcoxon at third for not going. If that's me at third base and I see a ball ripped right back up the middle like that, I'm gone because I'm thinking that's into center field. But he wisely froze on a line drive, saw the ball caught, and was back. Rowe swings and misses. That's strikeout number 3 of the night and number 99 on the season for Lokinen. He's on the doorstep of history, folks.
Just incredible work with that off-speed pitch to sit down Rose.
As we mentioned, Lokinen's 4th year in the league. 4 years ago, he won Pitcher of the Year. He's trying to do that one more time and become the 2nd pitcher in history to reach the century mark in a season with strikeouts. Cut and a miss from Marcoux. A ground out to shortstop last time for Noah.
And Marcoux doesn't want to be the victim of that. He's going to try to do everything he can to get on base.
Tap foul, down 0-2. Greg from Northville, Michigan. He was a coach with the Northville Broncos baseball team this year and won a state championship as a coach. He's got a ring on his finger. Now looking for history. 0-2 to Marcoux. Sets in the windup. Over the head he goes. The pitch. Marcoux holds up.
It's a little bit off the plate. Marcoux held the bat back.
1-2 on the way. Foul ball. Marcoux, as you mentioned, Alex, does not want to be that guy.
No, he does not. I don't think anybody wants to be that.
Greg's walked 2. He's gave up 1 hit, and he struck out 3. Looking for number 4 right here. Ronco set up on the outside corner. Here's a fly ball to right center field. Long run for Rodriguez. He will track it down, crossing onto the warning track in right center. 2 away. Good swing from Noah, just a little bit out front as he flicked it in the gap.
Yeah, just wanted to make some contact. He gave it a ride, but Rodriguez able to chase that one down to his left to make the catch.
Here comes Ferguson. A walk last time. Lokinen again from the windup. That's a called first strike. Upper outside corner.
It's been working a lot for him, that off speed. 77, 78.
He's crafty with it. Gets a lot of movement, and especially to a left-handed hitter. He starts it in on the inside corner, and it swings out to the outside corner. 1-1 to Ferguson, the man out of Chandler, Arizona. He'll take strike 2 on the inside.
That's 3 straight we've seen.
One ball, 2 strikes. Lokinen delivers. Just off the plate, not by much. 2-2. Stefanovic tried to do all he could to fit that in.
He went fastball that time.
2s are wild. Over the head once again. 2-2. Line drive on 1 bounce to Kalutis at third. He'll flip on to first, and we'll wait another inning. Ferguson grounds out. We go to the 4th. No score between the Beavers and Hoppers. Lokinen continues to deal for the Beavers.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Pretty good crowd on hand on a Friday night. We got Tiger baseball down in Detroit at Comerica Park, but we also got playoff baseball in just a few days and playoff implications tonight. Pierce Banks toes the slab for his 4th inning, and he'll face the meat and potatoes of this Beaver lineup in the 4th.
Yeah, he really did his job there in that last inning. Got into a little bit of a jam, but some key defensive plays by Grant Stevenson. He made a play, ground ball off the bat of Matt Piotrowski. And then Matt Garrick, went down as an infield hit off the bat of Blake Bean. Saved a run for the Hoppers and keeping the score where it's at. Those plays like that could be a difference maker down the stretch.
Burke, Rodriguez, and Ruiz. They will be the hitters to face Banks. 91 miles an hour with a pulled fastball. Pop out to first base in foul ground last time for JoJo.
Both of these guys, teammates on the Hoppers last season.
1-0 misses as well.
Yeah, Burke has come through here. Mentioned last night, had that huge home run to keep the Beavers in the ball game.
He took Ben Kreisen deep on the first pitch he saw. Now he's up in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. 2 strikeouts for Banks. He's also walked 2, given up just 1 hit. .30 swinging on the ground to shortstop, gobbled up by Stevenson. Throw to first is in time. It's 1 gone as Burke goes after that 3-0 pitch. It was a little bit high, right at letter height. It's not a bad pitch to swing at. He just rolled it over.
Yeah, I know. So oftentimes guys are just going to hold back on 3-0, but he thought he had a good pitch to swing at. I don't blame him for going after it.
I agree. I agree. If you have your pitch and it's the one that you want, go for it. Now, if we're in the 8th inning and it's a tie ball game, might be a different story, but we still got a lot of baseball left. Chase Rodriguez grounded back to the pitcher his first time. Now pops one up out of play. Rodriguez from Las Vegas, Nevada.
He's had some dominant numbers, 7 home runs since coming over to the USPBL, and it's been an incredible player to watch.
Very electric at the plate and in the field, especially when he's cranking balls out to right field onto the berm. He's played 15 less games than Matt Piotrowski and has the same number of home runs. And that's not taking anything away from Matt because he has crushed the ball all season with 48 hits, looking at a batting title as well. But Rodriguez has just been so successful since coming on late in the year.
Yeah, in just a short amount of time, he's made himself known here in this league. And for many of these guys who come in with the senior showcase or guys that come in in July or early August, you try to pick up the pace where everyone else was at, back at the beginning of the year. And for Rodriguez, it's helped him a lot, and he's fit in really nicely.
Stays alive on the 2-2 as he flicks another one into the parking lot. Rodriguez, college baseball at Dixie State, which is a Division I school in Utah, and then played over at Utah Tech University for his final 2 years in 2022 and 23. Staring down a 2-2 count against Banks. Breaking ball. Not gonna get it. Right on the corner. Aviles did not get the call.
Looked perfect to me.
Me too.
Just waiting for the umpire to ring him up, but did not do that.
Full count, the pitch. That one was a little bit low and outside. Pitch before on our TrackMan sheet showed that it caught the zone. That was a right call, and Rodriguez is aboard with 1 gone.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Banks. He thought he had that high breaking pitch for strike 3, didn't get it. Was looking to turn 2 here with Pablo Ruiz at the dish.
Ruiz pop out victim his first time. Rodriguez over at first. He's a base stealing threat. Can go at any time. especially in a tight ball game like this. Rodriguez, 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once. 1-0 to Ruiz. Tipped into the glove. Levels the count.
And that's what you got to have here. Being aggressive on the base paths. Things haven't gone your way with runners on. Just needs something to do something as Aviles keeps Rodriguez over at first base as that one kind of popped in and out of his glove.
It was just a tad bit high. I mean, Aviles had to come out of the crouch. We've seen a few pitches gone awry for Banks so far. Almost hit Blake Bean in the head back last inning. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Ruiz went low. 2-2 count now. Twilight starting to move in here at Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica, Michigan. Way high and outside. Another full count for Pierce Banks. He's just hit 60 pitches in the 4th inning. It's not terrible. But for Pierce, he's sitting around 60 through 4, maybe even dipping into the 6th inning around mid-60s, about 70 pitches.
Yeah, you want to be able to go him as far as he can to keep the score where it's at.
That Hopper bullpen, they've been good at times. They've struggled at times as well. Here's the 3-2. Foul away. That's one thing the Beavers do so well is extending at-bats and continuing to make a guy like Pierce Banks that they've seen a ton this year throw a lot of pitches and get him out of the ballgame early because of the amount that he has thrown over the first couple innings.
Yeah, especially the full counts and the foul tips. Those add up.
Banks again, the 3-2. Rodriguez takes off. Here's a high pop-up. Shallow right field. Schellenbarger, a late break on it. Now comes in, makes the catch. 2 gone. Rodriguez retreats back to first on his stolen base attempt.
Yeah, they were looking to go for the hit and run, but just flared up off the bat of Ruiz right to Schellenbarger. So Rodriguez had to retreat. We'll look to keep it going for Ranko Stevanovic.
There's the man out of Mount Vernon, Ohio, Brian Schellenbarger. We'll see him bat second next inning to face Lokinen. Stefanovic. He'll take ball 1.
Stefanovic struck out swinging his first time up. That ended the 2nd.
He's been hot of late, has boosted that average up near 250, which was below the Mendoza line last year, or sorry, a few months ago. Count evens 1-1 on that foul ball.
Yeah, it's been good to see. He's also been really strong behind the dish, having some good awareness.
And a leader on this team. Quick pick over to first, has Rodriguez back dirty.
He's taken over those duties behind the dish for the most part of the season.
Another pick towards Rodriguez. Second disengagement, so I'd expect Rodriguez to get a bigger lead as Banks can only go over one more time and has to get Rodriguez out on the pickoff. Stefanovic sitting with a 1-1 count. We're tied up here in the 4th. No score from the Beavers and Hoppers. That's in the dirt.
Want to be aggressive. You're the Beavers. Rodriguez, dancing over there at first.
The 2-1. Fly ball out to center field. Rose, couple of steps in to his left. Puts that in his back pocket for out number 3. A walk for Banks. Strands Rodriguez, but that's all. We go bottom 4. Still no score. Hoppers and Beavers from the USPBL Network. We'll be right back.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Being a member of the armed forces takes bravery, perseverance, and a commitment to protecting our freedoms.
Whether you were discharged recently or years ago, Macomb County Veterans Services is here to help you access the benefits you've earned.
We are grateful to all who have served, including the more than 40,000 veterans who make Macomb their home and know that returning home is both a time to celebrate and reflect. In Macomb County, we take pride in serving those who have served us.
For more information, visit us at macombvets.org.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Beautiful night for baseball. The chance of rain is the only scary thing on the graphic. A beautiful 80 degrees. That wind beginning to pick up, and the humidity at 75%. It's a muggy one here in Utica. But a great night for baseball as we're getting some purple skies out in the left field line.
Yeah, it's been a little bit sticky with the high humidity. You know, the rain was in the question here tonight, but looking to keep that away here. Not trying to spoil this great matchup we have on our hands here for both of these teams in their final regular season game.
First pitch to Todd Maddox from Greg Loken and a called strike, lower inside corner. A walk last time for Maddox. That came in the first inning. It's been Banks solid through 4. Lokenen has been dominant through 3, working on his 4th inning right now. He has struck out 3, looking for that huge 4th strikeout as he's down in the count now 2-1.
It's going to be a tough one. As none of these guys want to fall victim to that.
Lokenen's 2-1, swing and a miss. 2's on the board. Let's see if Greg goes with the fastball or that slider down and in. He's gotten Maddox on it before in the past. Here it is, the 2-2 pitch. Almost hits Maddox. He's calling for it. Home plate umpire does not give the call to Todd. So we're going to push to a full count. I think Maddox thought it got a piece of his back foot there. He'll bat for one more pitch. The 3-2. Ball 4, down and away. Leadoff walk, second time Maddox is aboard via the base on balls.
Yeah, didn't miss by much.
Here comes Brian Schellenbarger, a pop out to shortstop his first time.
Yeah, Maddox did his job.
First pitch to Bryant, called strike, right down the middle.
Schellenbarger's not going to miss those. We'll see if Lokenen goes back with that slider as Schellenbarger calls time. And
couldn't ask for a better night for baseball if this rain holds off. It looks like it's gonna. 0-1 pitch. Rocket fouled on the third base line off of the brick and back in play. Nothing in 2 now to Bryant.
Yeah, just looking at the weather report all day. You know, thunderstorms were in the area, and then we're under severe thunderstorm watch, but it's moved away here in Utica for the most part.
Line drive to left field. In a few steps, Ruiz. He makes the catch. Strong line out from Schellenbarger. records out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Still no score.
Got it with that slider piece in the low middle part of the strike zone and just lined it right over to Ruiz.
Matt Gehrig, a strikeout victim, swinging his first time. Lokanen's first pitch to him grabs the upper inner corner. And Greg, all year long, this is why he's found so much success, is he gets ahead of hitters. His ability to throw a first pitch strike by all of his opponents are why he has such dominant numbers. 1-1, a little bit high.
And getting ahead in counts is really strong, is really important. And put yourself in advantage getting those first pitch strikes, then having to climb back from behind.
Slider for strike 2. That one wrapped back into the zone, started high and away, came back on the corner.
Exactly how he drew it up. We'll see what he does here. If he goes back with that slider piece or if he goes fastball.
The 1-2 pitch to Matt Gehrig in the dirt. Good block from Stefanovic. It's a 2-2 count now.
Exactly what you needed to do here.
Now above 60 pitches for Lokenen, and we saw Pierce Banks get to that number in the 4th. Greg folds the glove on the right pec, now comes set. Up near the chin. Runner takes off the 2-2, swing and a miss! The throw down gets into center field. Gehrig will stay at second, but history is made. Greg Lokenen, 100 strikeouts on the season. Second pitcher to do it. Donnie Murray back in 2017 had 114 for the Utica Unicorns. And we can say Lokenen will be in the record books in the USPBL in his 4th season. Hits the century mark. Well done.
Yeah, incredible work. Getting Gehrig to strike out. And congratulations to Lokenen on just a great season overall, and looking to continue that here tonight and into the playoffs. His work is far from done, but
that's a big milestone, man. In 84 innings, sorry, 86 innings. Swing and a miss from Stevenson, it's 1-1. 86 innings, you have 100 strikeouts. Very, very talented lefty on the mound for this Birmingham team.
It's been the catalyst and the Beavers ace all season long.
Him and Burke with the most experience in the league. They're showing it right now, especially Greg on the mound. 2-1 to Grant Stevenson, who flied out to left field his last time.
There's also a key player note for the rest of the pitching staff and then the clubhouse, based on what he's done here in the USPBL and his experience.
2-1. Fly ball out to left field. Ruiz back a few steps, now camps underneath. He makes the catch for out number 3. Greg Lokenen makes history and is the second pitcher in the USPBL to record 100 strikeouts in a season, joining Donnie Murray of the Utica Unicorns from 2017. No score, we go to the 5th. Beavers and Hoppers on the USPBL network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Fans enjoying a Friday night. It's hot here at the ballpark. A very humid hot as we see it right now. Pierce Banks back out for another inning in the fifth. Zeros all across the board besides the hit column where there are ones, Alex Johnson. Just one hit apiece for each team. We've seen some walks from both sides, so a fair amount of base runners. But nobody's really put any good swings on the baseball and found green. Yeah, it's been really tough, against Banks and Lokinen. Both teams knew that coming in, and no one has really gotten an edge. So the Beavers had some more guys on base, unable to cash in any runs or any opportunities, but got to give credit where credit's due. Hoppers came through in the clutch defensively in the third, and looking to do so here with Banks back on the bump. Banks 1 hit allowed, 3 walks, no earned runs, no runs at all actually, through 4. He'll face the 8-9-1 batter starting with Vasily Kaludis. Hoppers looking for a big win. It'll be all on those unicorns tomorrow. That's going to be a great game on our hands tomorrow. I can't wait. That one's going to be awesome. Winner takes first place and an automatic trip to the championship game next Saturday night. Kaludis struck out swinging his first time. It'll be great to watch, so you don't want to miss that. Banks is 1-0, catches the bottom of the zone. Kaludis struck out swinging his first time up. Here's number 2, upper outside corner. Use that off-speed pitch to perfection, up at 75. Forcing Kaludis to use his timeout here. I know we talked a ton about Greg Lokinen, and he deserves all the praise, but so does Pierce Banks. I know he doesn't have the same strikeout numbers, but he's also pitched 20 less innings than Greg has this year. So he's been just as effective in the same amount of time in reference. 2-2 as that one pops out of the glove of Aviles. It's been incredible to watch for Banks as well, and what he's done this season, making his case for the Pitcher of the Year award at the end of the year. And I mean, both guys with nearly the same ERAs, the same average batting average against, I should say. Strikeouts a little different by about 20-some. Here's a ground ball to first. Gehrig has trouble with it, picks it up with the glove, shuffles over to Banks, and there's out number 1 on the PFP. Yeah, Gehrig didn't panic on that. Misplayed it off his glove, but knew Banks was there to the rescue to deposit that baseball and step on the bag for the out. I'll tell you one thing, Alex. If that baseball gets a piece of the infield grass on the cutout at any spot, if it takes a hop and lands right in a right spot between the dirt and the grass, it's going to take a weird bounce. I saw it happen to Austin Ochoa at third base yesterday, and that one stayed a little low on Gehrig. I think he was expecting a higher bounce. First pitch to Ben Wilcoxon is shot into center field for a 1-out base hit. Second hit of the day for Birmingham against Pierce Banks. Set that one up perfectly on his off-speed pitch. Wilcoxon right up the middle. Feels good to get himself rewarded on base. He's been a guy I know who's been near the top of the lineup and been in that 9 spot too. Just being the guy that sets the table for the rest of the team. Good lead at first. Here's Blake Bean. Breaking ball above the shoulders. Bean 1 for 2 so far today. Had the infield hit to Gehrig in the third. Also popped out to Stevenson at shortstop in the first. Make it 2 balls, no strikes. A base runner in almost every inning for the Beavers besides the second. Banks flickers the glove. Now the 2-0. Big swing and a miss, my goodness. Bean put everything he had in that. 2-1. Was trying to rip that baseball apart. Like Benny the Jet Rodriguez when he knocked the cover off the ball. Now he can't play no more. Here's a pick over to first. Banks, not in time.
These Beavers are going to do everything they can to play spoiler. Just need one play to go their way.
High pop-up off the bat of Bean. Calling for it. Stevenson at shortstop, onto the outfield grass. That's out number 2. Second pop out to shortstop for Bean.
It was a good pitch to hit at on that fastball, 91, the low middle part of the zone, but just got underneath it was Bean.
Yeah, he's dropping the shoulder just a tad bit. He didn't on his last at-bat with a rocket to first, but a couple of pop-outs to shortstop kind of tells you underneath the baseball, the looping swing, kind of popping underneath it and sending the ball high in the air. So with 2 gone and a runner at first base and Ben Wilcoxon, it's going to be time for Ray Hilbrick, who hit a absolute beam to that man right there, Grant Stevenson. And Grant saved a run. It was first and third, 1 out, and Stevenson made a diving play up the middle. There goes Wilcoxon. The throw from Aviles. It's a good one. Got him. Banks loves it. So do the Hopper fans. Caught stealing Ben Wilcoxon for the 5th time this year. Another look at this play from Luis Aviles behind the dish.
Just incredible work. Right on the money to Stevenson. The tag in time. That's a momentum booster heading into the home half of the 5th, Tom.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
What a ball game we have here, folks. The second to last regular season game at the USPBL at Jimmy John's Field. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh on tap for the bottom of the 5th inning. And no score between these two sides. And what did we expect? We have the 2 best pitchers in the league going at it. I'm not surprised. We got a tie game with only 3 total hits in the ball game.
It's been incredible to watch, Tom, and no doubt about that. These 2 pitchers have been going out here strong, dueling each other out here in their final regular season game before the playoffs. You know, lots on the line here for both teams. Beavers looking to get into the win column and have a lot of momentum coming into next week. And then for the Hoppers, a chance to take second place depending on what happens tomorrow.
Aviles, the man who just threw out Ben Wilcoxon to end the top half of this inning, takes strike 1. Now he's a great throw from Luis. And we've seen all of the catchers shine. Oh, he's all good. 0-1. Strike 2 at the belt. We've seen all these catchers shine this year, from Tyler Shin to Ranko Stefanovic to Whit Hughes, Luis Aviles, also Hank Dodson, many others that have come in and out of the league over the course of the year. Swing and a miss from Aviles. I thought he got a piece. And Lokinen picks up strikeout number 101.
Jason with that slider piece again. Way inside the zone, and Aviles went after it.
It's the first strikeout to a man not named Gehrig or Rose today. That was number 5 on the contest for Lokinen. It'll be Bailey Martin, who popped out to second base his first time up. He'll take a ball. That one, letter high, in the middle of the zone.
Yeah, it looked perfect.
It really did.
Yeah, Lokinen doesn't agree with that, and now he's falling behind 2-0.
He misses that off speed, a little high and away. And he's just frustrated, not with that first pitch, but by the call of that first pitch. It was a good one. Just did not get the strike call. Here's the 2-0. Breaking pitch a little bit high. Again, top rung of the zone. These are not borderline pitches.
Yeah, clipped the top part. It clipped the top part. Should have been a strike.
It's a 4-pitch walk, that one outside. And it's a strikeout and a walk to start the 5th inning for Lokinen, who is creeping towards 75 pitches. And Whit Hughes, the catcher, who was the first base coach, is going to switch places with Ryan Carolden. He might pop into your frame here in just a moment. Martin doesn't have a first base coach to toss his protective guard to because of the switch. Here's Zeb Rose, a couple of strikeouts today. Swings and fouls off the first pitch. Looking on the first one, swinging on the second strikeout. There's Carolden.
It's another guy that's been strong for the Hoppers all season long.
Oh, you're right about that. 54 strikeouts in 64 innings for Carolden. He's rocking a 3.6 ERA. That's top 5 in the league. And the Hoppers, they got a strong core of starters in John Kelly, Ryan Carolden, and Pierce Banks.
Yeah, that could be scary to watch come playoff time.
0-1 in the dirt to Rose. We're going to even up here with 1 out and a runner at first base. Beavers and Hoppers trying to break a 0-0 tie in the middle part of this ball game. Just 3 hits. It's been a pitcher's duel, as we expected, and here's a plunk on Rose. Lokinen pulled the pitch, and it's another free pass in the inning for the Hoppers. First and second with 1 out.
Oh, with that 87-mile-per-hour fastball that has got Rose, and it's just been tough here for Lokinen. And that 4-pitch walk to Martin, those calls that didn't go his way in that top part of the strike zone. That
Lokinen just 1-2-3 inning. Every other inning he's put a base runner aboard, and he's only allowed 1 hit. He has walked 4 and hit 1 batter through 4 1/3. He now starts off Marcoux 1-0, who flied out to deep center field his last time up. Marcoux checks his swing. They're going to check down. He did not go. 2-0 to the lefty. Marcoux out of Saginaw, Michigan, played college baseball at Davenport. He's been a bright spot in this league. Swing and a miss. A very bright spot. Shining star. 32 homers. 32 RBIs. Sorry, 9 homers. And that's living right there. Watching some baseball, chilling out.
Yeah, just relaxing right there. And
upper outer corner for strike 2.
Always good to be at 99 at the ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
Just kick back with your feet up and just hang out and relax.
I mean, on my off day, I've been here to watch a game before. You were on the call. Drew Fleming hit a walk-off homer in the 9th.
That was an incredible game. It was a 1-0 game as Marcoux goes down swinging.
1-0 now for Lokinen, his 6th strikeout of this game. Way late on that fastball was Marcoux. A little bit of movement in the bullpen for Eastside. Nothing for Birmingham right now. They have a man slowly walking out to the pen. Here comes Ferguson with 2 gone.
Nick Bastian warming up for Eastside.
Man out of Saginaw Valley State. One of the only lefties on the Hopper team. Called strike to Ferguson. 0 for 1 with a walk today for Ferg. Grounded out to third base his last time.
We'll see if Eastside can get one through here off the bat of Ferguson.
Taps it fouled on the first base line. 0-2.
Yeah, just to get enough on that breaking pitch. Just needs to find a hole. Martin with speed can score easily.
Lokinen sets, checks the runner down at second. The 0-2 fouled away. Way down the left field line.
Pitch count approaching 85 here for Loken on this next pitch.
The 0-2 at the shoulders.
A little high on that pitch.
They're making him throw a ton. Both teams have had a game plan against each starter. 1-2 to Ben Ferguson is in the dirt. What a block from Ranko Stefanovic. That ball bounced multiple feet in front of the plate and took a high bounce, and he was able to keep it right in front.
Did his job.
As he always does.
Yeah, couldn't afford to have both runners advance and then bring in 2 runs if Ferguson gets one through.
The 2-2. Line shot into left center. Coming around third base. Trying to score is Martin. There's not going to be a throw. And the Hoppers break the tie in the 5th inning thanks to Ben Ferguson and an RBI swing with 2 outs.
Incredible job on that fastball. On the top outside corner. And just drilled it off the bat at 98 through the hole between third and short. The throw was cut off by Kaludis. And the Hoppers breaking the scoreless tie and taking the lead here with 2 outs in the 5th.
That's the difference between winning and losing ball games. 2-out hitting. Being able to clutch up in a big spot when your team's got a guy in scoring position and down to your final out of the inning. And that's what Ferguson did right there, going opposite field. 1-0 Hoppers. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Todd Maddox, he took strike 1. A couple of walks today for Todd at the dish. Taking off for third is Rose. Swing and a miss. Ranko's got no throw. Rose read Lokenen like a book and steals third with ease.
Just incredible work. Rose read his mind and sped off.
Maddox in an 0-2 hole. Lokenen looking for another strikeout, and he got it. 1-2-3 to Maddox. And Greg Lokenen strikes out the side in the 5th. He's got 7 on the game and 103 on the season. We go to the 6th inning. 1-0 Hoppers. Ben Ferguson breaks a scoreless tie. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, where you've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
It's the end of the day for Pierce Banks. He goes 5 innings, gives up just 2 hits, no runs, and the Hoppers protecting themselves a 1-0 lead thanks to Ben Ferguson. A new man on the mound is the lefty, Nick Bastian.
Yeah, Nick Bastian looking to come in and continue what Pierce Banks is. Just an incredible work for Banks here tonight, but Bastian coming in with some really good numbers, making his 11th appearance on the season. 16 2/3 innings pitch, 18 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a .258 opposing batting average with a 3.78 ERA from the man out of Clinton Township, Michigan. Played his college ball days over at Saginaw Valley and over at Rochester Christian University. He's had some incredible stuff over his time here at the USPBL. Throws a slider, four-seamer, a two-seamer, and a changeup into his arsenal here, Tom, and knows what it's going to do here in this inning. Trying to keep the score where it's at and shut down these 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Beavers, Hilbrook, Piotrowski, and Burke.
Only lefty in the arsenal for Eastside this season. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup to start with Ray. 1-0 Hoppers.
Burke was at bat when Will Coxon was caught stealing second base. It was a great throw by Aviles. Beavers behind in the game again. They've been in some close games, but haven't been able to be on the winning side of that.
2-0 to start.
It was a 1-run loss yesterday to Utica, and then lost to them again last Saturday. Had the bases loaded, grounded into a double play.
Bastion's 2-0 pitch. Upstairs. Good start for Ray Hilbrick at the dish. These Beavers trying to clap back after giving up a run with 2 outs. It was a great swing from Ferguson the opposite way, beating the shift. It's the only difference. 4-pitch walk. No, it's a strike called. Thought that was low and in near the ankles.
It looked like it just clipped.
Yeah, it just got the corner. Spoke too soon. 3-1. So a 5-pitch walk to Hilbrick starts off the top of the 6th inning.
And the Beavers, in 1-run ball games this season, they're 4-6. Some other games that could have gone their way, and this could be a completely different team.
In this matchup against these two teams, pretty close. Hoppers are 8-6 against the Beavers this year, and a lot of those 1-run games that they have lost, the Beavers, coming at the hands of this Hopper team. Matt Piotrowski to left field. This ball's ripped. Does it stay in the park? No chance. 2-run shot for Matt Piotrowski, his 8th of the year, and the Beavers take the lead right back.
Just a line drive pitch. It was an off speed at 76 on that slider, and Piotrowski cranked the baseball 325 feet right in front of the fans at the Chevrolet Pavilion. And that's exactly what the Beavers needed.
That was a wall scraper, just getting over. Joe Burke now takes strike 1. Hit number 49 on the season for Matt Piotrowski. He needs 1 more for 50.
He's been an incredible ball player to watch.
I'm sorry, that was number 50 right there. He had 49 coming into the game, and he just hit the 50 mark with that home run. 8th of the season, RBIs number 22 and 23. Congratulations to you, Matt. That was awesome.
He's been phenomenal. He's going to make himself known for one of the top players of the year offensively, and those numbers alone speak for itself. Now, we've mentioned Noah Marcoux and his praise, leading the league in home runs with 9. Colby Seltzer has braked out for the Mammoths and become a star in the league. He's talked about Jared Weber and Austin Ochoa, Chase Rodriguez, many other guys who can make themselves known.
2-2 the count now. But what I think separates Piotrowski from all those guys, and that can't take away from all the names you just listed because they're heck of ball players and they have been stars in the league. But Piotrowski has been steady Eddie since day 1 in this league. And he was the first guy to really join the Beavers after their slow start to turn them around. There's a ground ball to third, picked up by Maddox. Nice forehand play. Underhand flip to first, has out number 1 in the inning. Back to my point, it's just he hasn't slowed down one bit. There's never been a weekend where I've sat here and thought, Piotrowski, he's struggling a little bit. He's had a slump over the last couple of games or the last week or so. That's never crossed my mind because it's never been the case.
He's been consistent.
He might lead the league in multi-home run games. He might lead the league in multi-hit games. It's just been very consistent baseball.
With the average, just under 350. Guy that gets on base, does his job for his ball club, and that's what you got to do here. And for Piotrowski, who's only missed 4 games all season long.
There's a drag bunt to first. That was perfect from Rodriguez. He's going to get there, diving in the first save. That's an electric player right there. Rodriguez points towards his dugout. You couldn't have placed that ball any better. What a bunt. Let's see it again.
Yeah, caught the Hoppers by surprise. No chance for Garrick to make a tag on him.
Especially when he dives to the outside and sneaks the hand on. And you just listed off a bunch of star players, and who was one of them? That guy right there, Chase Rodriguez. Because he'll hit the long ball, but he'll also do some small ball right there and find his way on to first. A man on with 1 out for Pablo Ruiz. Fouls off the first pitch.
And you want to be able to have that feel-good energy coming into the playoffs. And we mentioned the Beavers' struggles after they were on that ride of winning ball games left and right, and then they kind of died down after getting back into form when they got off to that slow start at the beginning of the year. But it's been really good to see how Coach John Dombrowski and Nick Caruso and the rest of the guys have bought in and have turned this season around.
And even though they're 16-27, 11 games under 500, you throw one of your solid starters out there and hit a couple long balls, you got a chance. Here's a bloop down the right field line for Ruiz. Schellenbarger with trouble with it. Throw in to third base, not in time. Rodriguez goes first to third, and it's a double for Pablo Ruiz. Second and third with 1 out for the Beavs.
Just dropped it in the right spot. Schellenbarger was playing too deep, couldn't get to it, and that's why Ruiz is standing at second base. And now the Beavers can add on some more runs here, build on this cushion they have here. You got Ranko Stevanovic coming up. He could drive in a run or two.
Schellenbarger bobbled, kind of misstepped, and then threw it into third base, not in time to get Ruiz, who's very fast. Bastian sets. The infield is in for the Hoppers. They trail by a run and need a win here today to have a chance at the 2 seed. There's a strike on the outside corner to Ranko Stefanovic, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout.
And they knew the Beavers were going to test them all 27 outs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Beavers, looking at their record, they could have just sat back and just let the Hoppers, have a chance, give them the win, and hope for the Unicorns to lose tomorrow. But it's not the case.
And how about this Beaver team doing a nice job of making Banks throw about 90 pitches in 5 innings, knocking him out halfway through the ball game, and then dipping into the bullpen where they're starting to do damage. 3 hits this inning alone. They had 2 in the first 5 frames.
And that's just really huge. Coach Cocky wanted Banks to go maybe at least 6, 7 innings.
That's Caleb Rush getting warm for the Hoppers. Stevanovic, upright stance, tucks the bat in close near the right ear. The 1-2, way outside. Nice stop from Aviles.
And everything's coming crucial here now as every pitch means more to the Hoppers, as Aviles is talking over with Bastian right now. And
he's got he was waving his glove over towards the dugout, signaling towards the Hopper dugout. They're looking over that way, so is our home plate umpire. Confused on what the conversation from a distance could be about, and here comes head coach Ryan Kotke. Could it be Bastian? Did he tweak something? Is it Aviles? Because they wouldn't call over Coach Kotke and one of our head trainers for no reason. It's Luis. Gingerly walking off. It looks like he's limping a tad. And we're going to have to take a break. Whit Hughes, the catcher that was on the bench for today's ball game, is now going to enter and catch for Bastian. We're going to step aside briefly. Hughes will catch a few, and we'll be back. Second and third, 1 out. And a 2-1 lead for the Beavers after the Matt Piotrowski 2-run shot.
They say losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees.
Bastian delivers a pitch out to center field. That's hit by Stefanovic. Long run for Rose. Scaling back, makes the catch. Both runners will tag. Coming in to score, Rodriguez. In safely the third is Ruiz, and it's 3-1 Beavers on the deep sac fly from Ranko Stefanovic. So one pitch into Whit Hughes' tenure behind the dish in this ball game leads to another run. Bastian left it up in the zone. Sorry, he left it a little low in the zone, and it was a nice swing from Ranko to get it deep enough.
Yep, a huge insurance run indeed. Able to move Ruiz over to third base too.
It's out number 2 in the inning. Going to bring up Vasily Kalutis with a man 90 feet away.
This is the inning that the Beavers really needed. Coming through here, taking the lead, trying to add on some more.
Check swing from Kalutis. By the way, any Spartan fans out there that aren't watching the game and tuned into the USPBL, it's 16-3 at halftime. Sparty lead. We'll see Michigan tomorrow against Fresno State in a late slate. Big wave and a miss from Kalutis, down 0-2.
And we'll see how the defending national champs will come out this season. Could be a little bit different.
Definitely.
Yeah, new head coach, new quarterback. Trying to get back to the mountaintop with the expanded college football playoffs, 12 teams. Going to be interesting.
They don't have that same sort of insight that they had last year as well. 1-2 to Kalutis.
And it's going to be a transition year, of course.
Same thing with MSU, too. New quarterback, new head coach. Both programs finding similarities as well, even though they're leaps and bounds different at the moment.
We're getting into that college football season, turning into the month of September this weekend. And
boy, I love it. The 2-2 to Kalutis. Roped on the first base line, a little bit foul. It's going to bang back into fair territory as Schellenbarger comes on to make a play. 3-1 Beavers. They gave up a run in the bottom of the 5th inning on a Ben Ferguson RBI swing and then answered right back with a 2-run shot from Matt Piotrowski, and a moment ago, Ranko Stefanovic with a sacrifice fly to center field. It was 5 strong innings from Pierce Banks before it was turned over to Nick Bastian. Here's a broken bat, ground ball to second. Martin gobbles, underhand flips, and the inning is over. Piotrowski goes deep, and Stefanovic adds a run with a sac fly. 3-1. Beavers on top. We go bottom 6. You're watching USPBL Baseball.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Bottom of the 6th inning, a 3-1 lead for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on a beautiful late Friday night. It's now Jacob Pennington on the bump, so both teams send their starters out for 5 frames. It was Banks who gave up 2 hits, no runs. It was Lokinen who gave up 2 hits on 1 run with 7 strikeouts, bringing his season total to 103, breaking that record, being the second to do it behind Donnie Murray, who had 114 back in 2017 for the Unicorns.
Yeah, what an accomplishment for Lokinen here tonight. Congratulations to all the hard work he's done all season long to get to that point. And he now turns it over to Jacob Pennington after his team came up huge, scoring 3 runs in that inning. Matt Piotrowski with a 2-run homer and a sac fly by Rocco Stevanovic. It's now Pennington's turn to keep the score where it's at. To take a look at his numbers for him on the season. Just got some really good stuff, making his 14th appearance on the season. 35 strikeouts, 10 walks, and 27 in the 3rd innings pitch.
Pennington came in for 1 batter yesterday. He pitched a 1/3 of an inning in the 7th, struck out Austin Ochoa looking. That was his only batter he faced, so that's why he gets the ball once again today. Schellenbarger will lead things off and take strike 1 right on the corner. 0 for 2 day for Bryant.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Great minds think alike, Alex. Wow, big swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in. Great pitch from Jacob.
And with the first pitch at 89 and died it down to 76 on that next pitch. Way inside.
Way out of the zone. Schellenbarger takes wisely, 1-2.
Pennington's a guy that will throw a cutter, sweeper, changeup, and his fastball.
Schellenbarger ropes one down the right field line. Fair ball. Hilbrick slides, picks up the ball. He's going to have to throw on to second to get Schellenbarger. They will not catch him. Leadoff double for the lefty out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Brian Schellenbarger.
Ripped that off-speed pitch down that line. Good sliding stop by Hilbrick for preventing that one to go all the way to the wall, as Schellenbarger maybe could have went for 3, but gets himself on with a leadoff double. Exactly what the Hoppers needed. Now trailing in this ball game. Got some work to do here. They want to have a chance to get second place.
Gehrig's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts swinging. Looks at ball 1 inside. Pennington spent 5 years at Murray State. Through 77 innings last season, allowed 76 hits and 77 strikeouts in 77 innings. That's pretty impressive, averaging exactly 1 K a frame. Foul back to the screen, 1-1.
That's a real good stat line if you're able to do that. At least to strike out an inning. Went to the same university as the Kreisen brothers.
Mm-hmm. They played together. Pennington's 1-1. Slider outside in the other box. After Gehrig, it's Stevenson and Aviles. Check that. Aviles came out of the game with the defensive injury, so it's going to be Whit Hughes batting in that spot. Wave and a miss. 2-2 now to Gehrig. Matt out of Clifton, New Jersey. Went to Post University for 5 years. So 10 years of college experience between the pitcher and the hitter. Here's a sky-high fly ball to right. Hilbrick going back to the track, makes the catch at the wall. Tagging up to third is going to be Schellenbarger. A few more feet, and that ball was out of here to tie up this ball game.
And it kept on carrying, and Kieran Hilbrick able to track it right under the lights to make that catch right at the wall.
So now a chance for the Hoppers to get a run back. Less than 2 outs, you got a runner at third base. A ground ball up the middle is going to get the job done. And Stevenson today has a couple of fly balls to left. One of them was warning track power. Now he flicks one the opposite way, out of play.
Just want to get at least one run here if you're Eastside.
Yeah, if you get one here, we enter the latter third of this ball game, anything can really happen. Both teams finding success when they hit the opponent's bullpen. Strike called 0-2 quickly. Pennington folds the glove up near the chin. Now comes set in that same spot. Swing and a miss and a fastball upstairs. Jacob Pennington comes up with a big strikeout for out number 2 and a runner at third.
Upstairs at 91, went fastball, and Stevenson took a big hack at it. He thought maybe that one was going to go a little bit lower to him, but
tough pitch to lay off for sure, because it just continues to rise on you. Whit Hughes will bat for the first time tonight after checking in for Luis Aviles defensively last half inning. Strike 2 dots up the lower inside corner. A couple of really nice pitches that Whit has seen to start his day offensively.
Pennington just looking to get out of this little jam he got into. Giving up that leadoff double to Schellenberger.
A little bit late on the fastball at 92 miles an hour at the knees. Good fight, though, from Hughes.
Exactly what you got to do here in this situation. That was a really good pitch to hit off of that fastball at 92. The low middle part of the zone.
Pennington sets again. He loads on that back half. Swing and a miss. Jacob Pennington gives a leadoff double aboard to Schellenberger and gets out of the jam, stranding the runner. We've played 6 innings of baseball. The Beavers have a 3-1 lead. We go to the 7th. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
It's the working man, Caleb Rush, enters into the ball game. 1 inning from Nick Bastian in relief. It's now time for the tall righty to give us his best stuff.
Yeah, he needs to come through in a big-time moment for Coach Cocky and his squad, trailing by 2 after Nick Bastian allowed that home run off the bat of Matt Piotrowski. Take a look at the numbers for Rush so far on the season. He's been a really reliable guy coming out of the bullpen, making his 21st appearance on the season. 24 1/3 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts, 23 walks, and a .273 opposing batting average. His team trailing by 2, coming out of Fortville, Indiana at 6'6", 240 from the University of Charleston in West Virginia. Spent 3 seasons over there.
He's going to face the 9-1-2 hitters for Birmingham, looking for a few extra insurance runs in the latter third of this ball game. Wilcoxon, Bean, and Hilbrick. The only three, sorry, Bean and Wilcoxon, the only two not to bat last inning. Rush, a wardrobe malfunction for a moment before we get started. Ready for baseball.
Getting down to the wire here in this ball game. In the final third of both of these teams' last game of the regular season.
And I think a few unicorns tuning into this game as well today. Not that it depends. I mean, they're going to try to win tomorrow's game regardless, but it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off if the Beavers can hold on today. If the Hoppers win the ball game, we've talked about it a couple of times. If Eastside wins today and the Unicorns lose tomorrow, Eastside will jump Utica and take the 2 seed. Now, if Eastside loses, Utica's got nothing to worry about. If they lose, they have second place. But if they win, they topple Westside for the #1 seed. So some Unicorns probably scoreboard watching a little bit to take some pressure off when we play again tomorrow at 7:05. Strike called to Wilcoxon to start.
And only control what you can control here. And Unicorns being Beavers fans right now and watching at home or wherever they're at right now, they know what important is for them tomorrow. They want to be able to take first place, obviously, get that automatic trip to the championship. But we mentioned that, having that week off, it could affect you, especially the hitters.
Yeah, there's a rest versus rust when you have that 1 seed. And it kind of just depends on what side of the coin's going to be flipped face up. But guys try to do all they can. Live at-bats on the field in the early days before we get into playoffs, early in the week, next week. They'll have some bullpens. They'll try to simulate some stuff in the field just to stay fresh and ready, because nearly a full week off from Sunday to Saturday. The 1-2 to Wilcoxon. Tapped on the ground to third. It takes a high bounce on Maddox. He recovers and bobbles for a second time. Now that was on the infield grass. That took a nasty hop up near the chin of Maddox.
Yeah,
that's got to be a base hit. 100%. I mean, that ball it's like a mole popped out of the ground and sent that ball flying in the air. Nothing he can do there, but he was able to recover quickly.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, just off his head and everything. It just plays minds on you that time, mind games, but it's unfortunate for Maddox.
There's a lip over there at third, and he tried to receive the baseball right before it as Bean swings and fouls one of the screen. So a 2 for 2 with a walk day for Wilcoxon. He's reached all 3 times. And Bean so far, he is 1 for 3. A base hit on the infield and a couple of pop outs to shortstop. Rush sets first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and gets a ball outside. Thought that was close, just missed, not by much.
Yeah, just a couple of inches, if even. Got Dalmas Russ warming up for Eastside.
There goes Wilcoxon. 1-1 is in the dirt. Hughes has no chance. Stolen bag for Wilcoxon. He was caught last time. He was not going to allow that to happen again. Number 16 on the year for Ben.
Doing those little plays like that, taking the double play ball out of the picture and can add some more runs, get some more breathing room.
Bean twirls the bat back towards Rush and takes another ball off the plate. Hitters count 3-1 to Blake. Bean, 27 hits this season. He's got 4 doubles and 4 homers and 14 RBIs. He's also got 2 more walks than strikeouts this season. He lines one to second base, through the hole into right center field. Rounding third and scoring easily will be Wilcoxon. RBI swing from Blake Bean, and it's 4-1 Beavers.
Sent that one right through. That was a low strike below his knees, and Blake Bean just ripped it off his bat at 101 past Bailey Martin. That's huge.
It's good to see. He's popped the ball up twice. He's also ripped the ball on the ground to first. So it's every other at-bat. He's hitting a rope shot to that right side, and that one finds a hole for run number 4. RBI number 15 on the year for Bean. Half swing from Hilbrick. Call it a sword, 0-1.
What you'd like to see. Getting another huge run for the Beavers.
Hilbrick is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. He came around to score on the Piotrowski home run last inning. Hilbrick got things started with that 5-pitch walk from Nick Bastian, and then Piotrowski took Nick deep. That was a wall-grazing home run from Matt, too. Just barely got over 324 feet, and that wall out there is 315.
Yeah, it just barely crossed it. It was a line drive. It didn't like really smacked it off the top of his bat. It
had the velocity to get out of here. He hit it on a line, but how hard he hit the ball just kept traveling. 1-1 to Hilbrick. Cut and a miss.
Oh, we've seen guys have pounded the baseball for way deep. We've seen that from a lot of guys throughout the course of the season rather. Marcus T.T. Alihi blasted one over the Chevrolet Pavilion. We saw Fox Liam had a couple bombs. He sent way deep.
1-2, swing and a miss. First out of the 7th is a swinging K to Hilbrick.
Rush needed that.
He definitely did. Gave up back-to-back hits to start the inning to Wilcoxon and Bean, and he gets right with the strikeout.
Now, speaking of the man that we just talked about a few moments ago, Matt Piotrowski.
That was the 28th strikeout of the year for Rush through 24 2/3 innings. Big wave and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. One thing that makes Rush so effective is his length. The size of Caleb Rush. The ball gets to the hitters quicker. Rush standing 6'6", 240. So when he stretches out in his windup and he gets to that full spread point when he's about to throw the ball, when he releases, it's much closer than what you would normally see. Piotrowski checks his swing, did not go. It's 1-1. But that's a huge factor. You'll see guys that are like a Randy Johnson type. That ball was out in front so much closer to home plate than a lot of other pitchers, and that makes it harder to hit.
Yeah, it's a difference maker, and that size kind of intimidates the batters at the plate. And
Piotrowski sends one out to left field again. Back goes Marcoux to the track, camping underneath. Makes the catch. Piotrowski was a few feet away from his second home run of the game.
He gave that one a ride. That slider that stayed in the ballpark. Right at the warning track, Noah Marcoux able to get underneath it.
Going back to Rush's mechanics as well, he gets a lot of downward playing on the baseball. Because of how tall he is, the ball is feeding downwards. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, just important there for Rush. Just needs to limit the damage, and
he does so here. High pop-up, calling for it. Bailey Martin scaling into the outfield. Puts that in his glove for out number 3. It's stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field on a Friday night. Blake Bean extends the lead for the Beavers 4-1. We'll sing about it on the other side, presented by Genesis Credit Union.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Jacob Pennington gets one inning of work. They will now turn it over to Sidney Ferry after singing about peanuts and Cracker Jacks. We are back. It's a 4-1 lead for the Beavers over the Hoppers in a must-win game for Eastside. If they lose today, they will lock in as the 3 seed, and this matchup right here will take place next Thursday in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, they got 9 more outs to go. They'll face Sidney Ferry on the bump here for the 7th inning, and Eastside just knows what they got to do here. They got Martin, Rose, and Marcoux due up at the dish. They got to come through here. Trailing by 3. The deficit's manageable, but they just got to capitalize here and have their defense come through in the 8th and 9th inning to keep this a ball game.
Pennington was solid in his 1 inning in relief. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Back-to-back Ks to end the inning. And that was a chance for the Hoppers last frame, Alex, for Eastside to get a run back. They had leadoff double from Schellenbarger. Gehrig nearly hit a home run to right, which pushed Shelley to third. And with less than 2 outs, you got a man at third base. All you got to do is put some on the ground and play, and it's easier said than done. But back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Pennington to end that frame. That was a fizzled opportunity for Eastside to just try to get 1 run back late in this game.
Yeah, you're going to look back on those moments where you had Schellenbarger lead off double and you can't get him in. Those are the kind of plays you look for, that you need to capitalize on come playoff time. And well, it's not going to impact the Hoppers today. They still have the playoffs still to go to war, but none of these teams can't do this down the stretch.
Strike called on the outside corner to Bailey Martin to start. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored today for Bailey. He scored on the Ferguson RBI swing in the 5th. Only run that the Eastside Hoppers can show for it with just 3 hits. Ferry leaves that one way outside.
Also got a defensive replacement as well. Christian Ortega has checked into the ball game at third base. Vasily Kaludis' night is done.
Kaludis ends the night 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a strikeout.
The only players left on each side, the Hoppers have Colin Cornwell and the Beavers have Tyler Shin left available.
2-1 to Martin. High fly ball to center. Not deep. 1 step in for Rodriguez. Now squares his feet up. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. That'll bring up Zebros. Couple of strikeouts, a hit by pitch today for Zeb. Check it out for a minute. I think Nick Pastor leads the league in hit by pitches, but I'm pretty sure Zeb is right up there. He's got 10. Yeah, Zeb's been hit by 10 pitches so far this season in 112 at-bats. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but compared to the rest of the team, nobody really comes close besides Ferguson with 9. The next closest is 6 to Marcoux. He doesn't crowd the plate much, but pitchers find a way to hit him. It's 1-1 now to Zeb.
Yeah, just a very close stance in the right batter's box for Rose, but
he's a tough guy. He eats it. He does not try to get out of the way too often. I mean, he'll wear it. Here's a ground ball to second base. Piotrowski on a couple of bounces. Side throw to first, and there's 2 gone cleanly to start the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, just took little hops in that grass in the infield, but that one didn't get onto Piotrowski at that time. So we take a look at the replay. No problem for him at all.
And that ball wasn't hit entirely hard, but Matt, as a second baseman, it's the shortest throw on the field. He has time, and he was so quick with that transfer from glove to hand and still got Rose by about 2 steps. Here's a rocket down the right field line by Marcoux. Watch out. A lot of youngsters down there on the corner. 0 for 3 day for Noah. Strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. Fiore having an efficient inning. He's going to get out of this in less than 10 pitches. Fly ball to Ruiz. Battling and makes the catch barely. The broadcaster's jinx almost came into play. Sorry about that, Pablo. We go to the 8th. 4-1 is still our score. Sidney Ferry has one of the cleanest innings we have seen in this ball game. You're watching USPBL baseball. Nice catch, Pablo.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Top of the 8th inning. Harry Orth will now take the bump for the Hoppers. Caleb Rush just goes 1 inning. And get your playoff tickets, folks. Starting on September 5th, it's Thursday at 6:30 p.m. As we stand right now, if this score holds, we will see the Beavers and the Hoppers in that quarterfinal. Head over to the USPBL.com/tickets for your playoff tickets. Get them right now before they're sold out, because this park, in the last weekend of the year, absolutely standing room only, packed out. The berm is full. Chevy Pavilion is, you can't get a spot. So make sure you take advantage of it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. All 3 games will go down to the wire. It was a lot of fun last season with the Unicorns winning it all as a 4-seed. The Beavers trying to do that here this season. Well, the last week of the regular season and the playoffs, the season winding down to its conclusion.
Harry Orth making his 12th appearance, 10th in relief. Gets a big swing and miss from Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 1 for 2 with a walk. His hit came on a drag bunt infield hit. He scored on the sac fly from Stefanovic in the 6th. Count moves to 1-1. Orth rocking a 3.60 ERA through 20 innings. He has struck out 19 while walking just 5 batters. 21 hits given up in those 20 frames. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. Down on the count now is Chase. And all you can do now if you're Eastside on the mound and defensively is hold firm. Do not give up any more runs. We've seen back-to-back innings now that the Beavers have taken advantage of the bullpen and have put up 4 runs in 2 innings.
Yeah, you can't afford to get down anymore, especially with 6 outs left in this ball game. And you're trying everything you can to make second place a possibility.
Chase Rodriguez to right field. Schellenbarger back at the wall. He's going to make the catch. A few feet away from a solo shot. Chase Rodriguez hopping and skipping back towards the dugout. Let's take another look.
Drove that one out 340 feet to the warning track. Brian Schellenbarger able to haul it in.
That's a great play from Bryant, and a reason why is because he understands how many steps he has to take on that warning track before he reaches the wall. So once he hit the dirt, he knew he had about 4 or 5 steps before he hit the fence, and he was just in front of it. Took about 3-4 steps on the dirt and knew he had room. It's a veteran play from the right fielder.
Which got to have here.
You'll see guys go out in the outfield. I used to do it too, where you would run sprint and see how many steps you would take before you hit the wall. And then also when you're inching backwards, as Bryant was there, see how many steps it takes you to do that. And just count that number out as you're going to make the play.
Especially for a guy like Schellenbarger, who's been in the league for a few seasons. And
he knows this ballpark well.
Absolutely he does. And especially you play here a lot throughout the course of the season. And you get familiar with the surroundings. And
Ruiz up in the count, 2-1. He doubled down the right field line his last time. 1 for 3 day. Hot ground ball to second. Another bad hop off the infield lip. This one's into center field. It's going to be a hit for Pablo, a 2 for 4 day.
Yeah,
that's just unlucky. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, just that second time that it hasn't gone their way. We saw it off of Todd Maddox.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, that hit the lip, the grass cutout right there, and just, woo, took the biggest hop. Nothing you can do if you're Bailey Martin right there. Stefanovic, sack fly his last time. A strikeout and a fly out. Waves and misses at the first pitch.
Now you just need to get a double play ball to get out of this inning.
See if that ball stays low or takes another big hop. Quick pick over to first from Orth. Just 8 earned runs in 20 1/3 innings for Orth. League hitting .263 against him this season. Strike at the knees, quickly 0-2 to Ronco. Christian Ortega waits on deck. He is in for Vasily Kalutis at third base, batting 8th. Still looking for that Pierce Banks jersey we saw earlier in the crowd. That's a true fan, getting the name on the back of the jersey. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball to shortstop. This could be 2. Stevenson over to Martin. His gun to first is in time. Gehrig stretches for out number 3. You called it, Alex.
Yep, I did.
6-4-3 to end the inning. We go bottom 8. It's a 4-1 lead for the Beavers still, and the Hoppers looking to say something about it. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
The stirrups in the red glove. A marquee look for Brett Irwin as he takes the mound. The 3rd reliever, 4th total pitcher for the Beavers, trying to hold this Hoppers team to just 1 run.
Yeah, just looking to come huge here in this moment. A 3.08 ERA and making his 22nd appearance on the season. 26 1/3 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, 14 walks, and a 194 opposing batting average for the former Hopper from a season ago. When
Irwin threw late in last night's ball game. He pitched the 8th inning, struck out 2, and got a ground ball. He went 1-2-3 in the 8th before Utica closed it out in the top of the 9th. Irwin from Reno, Nevada, and he's tasked with holding off this Hopper lineup. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 hitters. Middle of this lineup for Eastside. I mean, this is where they're going to do their damage. These guys right here.
Yeah, especially with guys like Ferguson and Schellenbarger due up, and guys we've talked about all season long. And Todd Maddox has heating up too with a couple of home runs over the last few games. And got to do it here if you're Eastside. Any chance to play for second place starts now. get a few runs here, look to tie the ball game, and keep it going here heading into the 9th inning.
That man at the dish, Ben Ferguson, the RBI, the solo RBI of the day for Eastside. That came back in the 5th inning. Irwin delivers a first pitch fastball at 94 miles an hour, just a little bit above the zone. Irwin brings the juice. He's got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup.
A 94 again, this time hitting the inside corner.
Ferguson twirling that bat, the 1-1. Is blown out to center field. Rodriguez back to the track. He'll make the catch on the dirt in left center field. Nice swing from Ferguson, just missed it.
Yeah, carried it out to the left center field wall. Rodriguez able to track that one down for a long first out.
Ferguson 1 for 3 with a walk. It's now Maddox's turn, who is 0 for 1 with a pair of base on balls. First pitch from Brett, swung on and missed, high and tight.
Maddox 0 for 1 today.
Off the plate, not by much. 1-1 to Todd. He's in that cleanup spot today. Don't usually see him batting fourth, but with how he's been swinging the bat of late, he deserves to be right there.
Absolutely, he does. He had that home run, and then late in that ball game to give the Hoppers a 2-0 lead over the Mammoths at that point in the game.
Now he pops one up. This is going to be playable for Joe Burke. Shuffling over towards the line, he'll make the catch, crossing into foul territory. And just like that, there's 2 up, 2 down on 7 pitches for Brett Irwin.
And commanding his stuff here. Went off speed that time at 84.
8 straight retired from Beaver pitching, dating back to Schellenbarger's double that came in the 6th. The last time Eastside had a base runner. He'll bat for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3.
It's just really important for the Beavers, and it's been good that we seen them come through here tonight.
Big swing and a miss at 95 down the middle. If he makes contact with that, watch out, folks, in right field.
He was ready to rip that baseball into shreds.
Over the head again, Irwin. Another swing and a miss. Stays with the fastball at 95, bottom of the zone.
Yeah, bringing the heat is Brett Irwin. Schellenbarger decides to cool off the jets of Brett Irwin, and
yeah, kind of want to mess up that rhythm Brett's in right now because he's moving and he's dialing in on the strike zone. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Schellenbarger strikes out to end the inning, and 9 straight retired from Beaver pitching, all in relief. We go to the 9th. It's a 4-1 lead for Birmingham. They're looking to play spoiler and put the Eastside Diamond Hoppers at 3rd place heading into next week.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Being a member of the armed forces takes bravery, perseverance, and a commitment to protecting our freedoms.
Whether you were discharged recently or years ago, Macomb County Veterans Services is here to help you access the benefits you've earned.
We are grateful to all who have served, including the more than 40,000 veterans who make Macomb their home, and know that returning home is both a time to celebrate and reflect. In Macomb County, we take pride in serving those who have served us.
For more information, visit us at macombvets.org.
Fans, tune in tomorrow. We'll call it a fourth playoff game because it is. The winner tomorrow between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and Utica Unicorns will take first place and win the pennant. Half game separates those two squads, and whoever wins it, they will come out on top as the champion of the USPBL in the regular season. That game starting at 7:05, pregame with Alex and I at 6:50.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible to watch here tomorrow night between these two teams, the Mammoths and the Unicorns. Look, they started out the season on opening day with a walk-off win by the Unicorns, and we're ending the regular season with a championship rematch from last season. Going to be great to watch.
So Vasily Kaluta stayed in the ball game. It was actually Ortega who was in for Will Coxon. So Ortega currently on deck right now, and Vasily stays in 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a couple of groundouts. Head in the count 2-0 against Harry Orth. High leg kick from Orth on the 2-0. Grip and rip, foul ball to the screen.
Kaluta's looking to get on base for the first time here tonight.
He's got some pop. Kalutis in his first game in the USPBL had a walk-off grand slam against the Mammoths. How's that for a debut? 3-1 the count now. Orth sets near the belly. The 3-1 pitch is on the way. Ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for the Beavers. Now Christian Ortega will get a chance. Batting.
Yeah, this was Ben Wilcoxon's spot.
So yeah, it looks like Ben will end the day 2 for 2 with the walk.
Yeah, I didn't catch on that.
They actually moved Kalutis over to shortstop. Noticed it last minute. It's now ball 1 inside to Christian. Defending home run derby champion from this year, hit a total of 37 bombs in 3 total rounds at the All-Star game.
Was an incredible performance, and
me and you were here for it, and I could not believe how many in a row he hit out of here. Up now 2-0. They don't need it all back at once, but a clean base hit to keep this train rolling will be huge. Kalutis, a strong lead at first. 2-0 is in there for a strike, splitting the plate.
Ortega hitting .234 on the season. Has 5 home runs. He's trailing behind a few players to get to that top, but
check swing off the bat. How did that get a piece of wood? That was high and tight, nearly hitting Ortega at 91 miles an hour, and it just struck the bat.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised by that too.
I mean, that was high and in. That was close.
Well, it's huge for the Hoppers instead of having first and second, nobody out.
Mm-hmm. It's a 2-2 count now to Ortega. Blake Bean waits on deck. He's had a good day. They're going to pick over towards Kalutis, who dives back in dirty. And now he's already popping back off. Orth isn't even engaged with the rubber. He's out at the front of the grass cutout. Is Kalutis. Here's the 2-2 on the way to Ortega. Another foul ball. A win today for the Beavers gets them to 17-27, 10 games under 500, and 7.5 back of first place, which at this point doesn't matter considering it's their last regular season game. But we talked earlier in this ball game, you want to be playing your best baseball at the right time. We're going to go to a full count.
And you need that, especially for the Beavers, who've gone on a little bit of a cold spell lately, but wanted to end the season with a win, heading into next week.
Especially in a game like this where we had nearly five scoreless innings. and the Hoppers score first, it feels like in a late game, whoever scores first is going to win. Another pickoff towards Kaludis is unsuccessful. But immediately after the first run was scored from Eastside, 3 on the board from Birmingham. They just did not blink when they were trailing, and that bodes well for playoffs. The 3-2 is in the dirt, and it's back-to-back walks to Kaludis and Ortega. Nobody out here in the 9th.
And not what you want to do here if you're Harry Orth.
Russ is warming up in the bullpen. He has been for the last inning and a half.
You don't want things to get out of control. The Beavers add on to this lead and make it too hard to overcome. But this Beavers team, with their offense, their lineup from top to bottom is dangerous. You got guys like Blake Beans, Matt Piotrowski, homer today, Joe Burke, Chase Rodriguez, Ray Hilbert. Those guys can come through. And then you got your leader, Ben Wilcoxon, who could set the table up. And well, this is still a good ball club.
They got a ton of weapons, 1 through 9, and on the bench.
Despite what the record says, anything can happen here at these one-game series.
Bean pulls off on the off-speed at 83, way out ahead of that one. Orth trying to work out of a jam. Walked the first 2 batters to start this inning. 4-1 Beavers were in the top of the 9th. There's a soft liner to shortstop. Stevenson backhand. His only play is to third. Maddox will catch and tag Kaludis. It looked like he tried both times to get the out. He touched the bag for the force and then tagged him. So regardless, there's 1 gone on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, because the runners on first and second just have to step on the bag. Yeah, you didn't have to tag him in that situation.
No, he did not. Maybe he lost his footing, did not touch the base in time, and safety valve was to throw the tag down. Here's Hilbrick. Ball high.
Get the main guy out at third, and that's just the main thing for Eastside out of it. Still keeps runners at first and second with one gone.
Hilbrick keeps those hands low. 1-0 pitch, sliding over is Hughes to stop it. So Eastside's going to have 3 more outs to try to win this ball game and have a chance at that 2nd seed. A loss today would completely guarantee them the 3. Here's the 2-0. Called on the inside corner. Hilbrick's got a pair of walks, a strikeout, and a line out to shortstop. A hard line out to Stevenson that saved a run. Much different command this inning from Harry Orth than the 8th. Give up a base hit to Ruiz, rolled a double play to end the frame in order. He's working out of a jam with 2 on and 1 gone. Fouled away by Hilbrick. We're going to go to another full count. 2nd one this inning.
Anything the Beavers can do, tack on some more runs and feel pretty good heading into the bottom of the 9th.
Orth's 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Harry Orth, keeping this at a 3-run game with 2 on and 2 out.
Brought the heat at 94. Hilbrick tipped it into the glove of Hughes to sit him down. First punch out of the night for Orth.
Here comes the ever-dangerous Matt Piotrowski. 1 for 4 day, a 2-run blast to get the scoring started in the 6th. And he almost hit one out his last time as well. Takes ball 1. 50 hits on the year for Piotrowski. Nobody else has hit that mark this season. The next closest is Hilbrick with 44, excuse me. Make it 1-1 on that miss. Ortega down at second. Check that. Yes, Ortega down at second base. Bean is at first. Another swing and miss. Make it 1-2. Down in the count, Piotrowski. And if Orth can get out of this with walking the first two, that kind of gives some confidence to this offense coming up in the bottom half.
Got to be able to do your job here. Would be really good for Eastside if they can get out of this.
Down and away, Hughes makes the stop. Another Beaver hitter working a count. My man getting restless over there on the right side. Another full count, the third this inning. Back to Hilbrick and Piotrowski. Matt's going to get a good pitch right here. Let's see what he does with it.
Absolutely, he will. Could make or break any chances for Eastside.
Ball 4, high and in, and Orth has walked the bases loaded here in the 9th inning. Here comes head coach Ryan Kotke. It's going to be the end of the night likely for Orth, as Delmas Russ is now stepping out of the bullpen. And he will maybe enter the ball game. We will see. Yes, sir, he will. We're going to step aside. Beavers have the bases loaded, leading 4-1 in the top of the 9th inning. Delmas Russ enters the fold when we come back on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Delmas Russ called on to get the final out of the top of the 9th inning. He's inheriting the bases loaded. Harry Orth walked the show in the first couple of batters. Got a strikeout to Hilbrick, also a fielder's choice. It's now up to Russ.
Yeah, coming in with an important task here to keep the game where it's at, give the Hoppers a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Russ coming in with a 3.42 ERA, 2-2 record in his 23rd appearance out of the pen. 23 2/3 innings pitched for him, 27 strikeouts, 26 walks. We're trying to limit that here tonight in a 208 opposing batting average. He's going to face Joe Burke as he will try to open things up for the Beavers and make it difficult for Eastside to come back.
Russ is pretty filthy. Loves his sweeper along with the four-seam fastball. And the sweeper is a complete frisbee that moves across the plate east to west. He also has a changeup that he mixes in from time to time. Hoppers cannot afford to give up any more runs, already trailing by 3 with 3 outs to play with. Unicorns and Mammoths will have a date for first place tomorrow. And that will conclude our regular season here in 2024. Ortega stands at third, Bean over at second, and Piotrowski at first. 4-1 Beavs as Joe Burke comes to the dish. An 0-for-4 day for Joe. Russ's first delivery way outside, caught by Hughes in the other box.
That's the stop you need from Hughes.
That was that sweeper at 79, pulling all the way across. 4 runs on 8 hits for Birmingham, 1 run on 3 hits for Eastside. Beavers looking to add a few more, and Burke has nearly hit with that fastball at 90. 2-0.
Have to move out of the way on that one.
And after Banks gave the Hoppers 5 strong innings, it was the bullpen that gave up the 4 runs and staring down the barrel of 3 more right here. There's that sweeper for a strike. 2-1.
Desperately needed that one.
Desperately, you're right. Going 3-0 to another batter for a Hopper hitter is not what they needed. Still trailing by 3 runs. Russ, 2-1 with 2 outs. Does not catch the corner. Three-1 from Russ on the way. Swinging a tap foul in and out of the glove of Hughes. Another full count. That's what these Beavers do. They battle and find a way to either have success, or if they're out, they're still making that pitcher throw a ton.
That's what they got to do here. You really like to see Burke come through here.
Lifts the bat off the right shoulder. Holds it in tight. The 3-2 pitch as the runners move. Swing and a miss. In and out of the glove of Hughes, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Hoppers strand 3, and it's the last chance for Eastside. If they cannot come up with it, they're going to be the 3 seed heading on Thursday to play this Beaver team. We will see when we come back. You're watching USPBL Baseball.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Brett Irwin is back on the mound for the 9th. Looking for the save. It's a 4-1 ball game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. And our final regular season game will take place tomorrow. This is the final game for these 2 teams today as Colin Cornwell will get the pinch hit opportunity. He's in place of Matt Gehrig.
Cornwell coming in 3-13 on the season. Looking to get himself on base. Grant Stevenson and Whit Hughes would be next.
Swing and a miss makes it 1-1. Last inning for Irwin, he got a couple of fly balls and a strikeout to end the inning. Cornwell comes up empty, 1-2. Colin was a late add to this team, but another guy that made an immediate impact, playing very well all over the outfield, and a great average above 300. 2-2, the count moves.
It's been a bright spot.
Played college baseball with Nick Bastian on his team over at Saginaw Valley State. 2-2 from Irwin. Check swing, did he go? They're going to ask. He did! Gary Wagenschutz, our field umpire, rings up Cornwell for the first out in the 9th.
He didn't like that call at all, as Cornwell shaking his head.
It's a tough angle. It's a lefty batter. Field umpire's down the first base line. But it's out number 1. Here comes Grant Stevenson. 0 for 3 day. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. He's going to lift one to third. It's caught by Ortega. Softly hit. Christian had to scale back a few steps. And the Hoppers down to their final out.
Yeah, just right over to Ortega. Didn't get much on it. It was hit very softly.
Here's Whit Hughes. Swing and a miss. He struck out swinging his first time. Came in defensively for Luis Aviles in the 6th. Three-run deficit here for the Hoppers. It's 1-1. That ball missed, not by much. Bottom rung of the plate.
Need a miracle here if you're Eastside.
Swinging a tap foul. Ooh, it got a piece of the catcher. Tyler Shin in defensively for the 9th inning, and when he comes in for one frame, he takes one off the inner thigh. But check, that's still Ronco back there. That did not feel good. Took a bounce. I'm just so used to head coach John Diesel Dombrowski making late changes to their catchers. Yesterday we saw 8 innings from Shin, and then Ronco came in late, very late. Vice versa, we saw Ortega. He came in very late for Kaludis, but it was actually Wilcoxon because Kaludis is over at shortstop. A lot of moving parts for these Beavers. Here's a high pop-up. Ronco throws off the mask, but it's back out of play towards us. Oh, actually nearly bounced into the booth. Would have been the first time ever. I mean, you were here last year. Did that ever happen?
Yeah, didn't come into the booth last year. It wasn't fortunate to take a souvenir.
A little bounce off of the chairs in front. Down to their final strike. Irwin over the head, the 1-2. On the corner, it's just a little bit outside. 2-2. Irwin can't believe it.
Didn't miss by much. Just a hair outside.
Again, the 2-2 pitch to Hughes. Swing and a miss. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers end their regular season with a win, and they have a date with the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. for the quarterfinal playoff ball game. Irwin gets the save. The win goes to Jacob Pennington. The loss to Nick Bastian. What a game, Alex. We saw some fireworks late, but a very slow start to our ball game ended in perfection.
Yeah, it was a pitcher's duel between Greg Loken and Pierce Banks. They were going after it left and right, but then things came out of the gate strong offensively, especially for the Beavers. 4-1 win, huge win for them to spoil the Hoppers' chances to take second place. And got to give credit to Matt Piotrowski with that 2-run homer in that ball game, and just incredible stuff. Had that in the 6th inning. But then Eastside just was really held quiet. Only 3 hits in the ball game. Just not the night they were looking for. Knew a lot was on the line, but now we're going to be locked in to that 3 spot, and we'll be playing the Beavers once again Thursday night.
A couple of milestones were hit today by the Beavers. Matt Piotrowski reached 50 hits. Greg Lokenen eclipsed 100 strikeouts, the second player to do that in one season, along with Donnie Murray from the Unicorns back in 2017. It's 103, the number now for the strikeouts on the side of Greg Lokenen. And Brett Irwin, he now leads the league in saves with 6. Want to give a huge thank you to our entire crew today. David Forrest, our director, Alex Siegel, Dom Menchella, Jeremiah Hergott. From Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh saying so long from Jimmy John's Field. We're going to be on the broadcast tomorrow night. 6:50, I'm sorry, pregame, and we have the West Side Woolly Mammoths and the Utica Unicorns battling for first place and a bid for the championship game on Saturday. We're going to see this matchup on Thursday, Alex. I cannot wait. There's your look at tomorrow's ball game and your final score one more time. Beavers, they put up 3 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. They take it 4-1 over the Hoppers and send Eastside into that 3 seed for a ball game next Thursday. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow.